Hello everyone, and we are back with Whispers from the Atheneum presents Session 6 of Gamma P, the finale of Arc 2. Speaking of arcs, we got a bit of news. This was originally going to be a 4-arc campaign, but due to how Echoes of the Forgotten is lining up with Gamma P, we've decided to scrap the interim arc between Act 2 and Act 4, so Act 3 will be gone, but it won't be forgotten. We will be bringing it back as a one-shot. It is very much it's an open campus, explore the school, a lot more of a deep dive into like some of the fun stuff that's found in the Strixhaven book, that we wanted to have a bit of levity in the campaign. But that will be happening at some point, but just not in this campaign because we need to catch these up so these players don't get spoiled in their own existence. But yeah. Other than that, I think we're ready to jump in. Darian's got a recap to make up on the spot, so here we go.
Yeah, you're right. Last time, the kids of Gamma P, following the death of a student of the campus, decided to look more into the goings-on of the school. Sitting down and investigating the actual murder site, they discovered a lot of sigils and information that showed that whoever was doing this had deep knowledge of the school's defenses and had a way of temporarily negating them. After going around the school and looking into things, briefly Jonas and Farah getting into a fist fight, they beat the shit out of each other. And then discovering that Farah had a arcane eye following her around, the others all went to investigate Bartholomew's office. Professor Bartholomew, one of the key suspects, and going through and picking through what they could find, they actually found evidence to show that he, in fact, is the one who is in charge of all these Stonecursed and the Manticore attack. Directly following this, a series of magical effects triggered, unpetrifying a basilisk and locking them in the room with it, where the players had to fight for their life. All of them except Farah, who was in the library studying away. Studying until the sounds of screams drew her attention. As she got up and looked around, she saw Stonecursed closing in different areas, as all over the school it seems like the statues of the Archmages had been replaced with Stonecursed, and now they were coming to life and attacking and causing chaos. After a brief fight, Farah saw Bartholomew himself enter the library with a manticore in tow that ripped one of the bookshelves aside, and a illusory door was revealed, which he entered and descended down below the depths of the school. Without any time to act, Farah was unfortunately slain by one of the Stonecursed, while the rest of the party managed to defeat the basilisk with Jonas turning to stone. Carrying his stonified body down, they managed to reach the library in time to see their fallen compatriot. And with Queen, the Raven, flying circles above Farah's body, we continue.
Farah. You open your eyes. You're in the library, floating in the air above. The color is drained from everything. Bookshelves, people, and objects are in various shades of black, white, and grey. Down below, you can see your allies run through the library, defeating the Stonecursed that caught you unawares with a variety of cantrips. Queen, circling your limp body on the floor like a vulture, suddenly climbing up to your current height, making eye contact with you, and then nosediving to your body. At that moment, a blinding light catches the corner of your eye. As you turn around, you see a humanoid shape, large feathery rings, a halo of light floating an inch above her head. The light so intense that it doesn't define her features, yet doesn't hurt to look at. As you face her, you hear the sounds, "Faramore Cloud, you have perished, though the Mistress of Death has concluded that you have a role to play." The words are accompanied by the cells of these deep bell chimes. "Return now, and make sure not to visit me prematurely once more."
Farah just nods. This is a lot to take in.
And as those words leave your head, you begin to fall at terminal velocity towards your corpse. At which point, you wake up with a sigh of revitalization.
I would say there's a deep breath, but there wouldn't be. Yeah. I imagine Farah just sort of jolts back up.
hugs her.
Uh,
Like, oh, I'm so glad you're okay.
when did you get down here?
Just now.
The 2 minutes ago. We probably need to actually hurry because this points
Definitely
towards the yep. But also, are you like looks at the blood over like pooled around you? Are you fine?
I think I just seen God.
Kill wins.
Alright, make a religion check.
As I said, I think. Not positive.
You've studied some stuff about it. You make a religion check.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds
Okay.
and use my final spell slot.
Given your specific area of study, Farah, given the patron who you work with, you know that is not Kamashian or Jingadi or a god of death. That is a celestial. You've read about them as they are one of the most commonly seen celestials for people who've been resurrected. It's known as the last light.
Huh.
They're literally it's literally described as the last light, the last thing you see before you die. They're usually guides for souls to to the next realm or wherever they go after that.
Likely Farah's not going to explain that to anyone, just stick
Yeah, you
with
don't
it.
have to.
Yeah, but yeah.
As Violet places her hands down on you to cure wounds, you heal for 11. And you all hear, and some of you see, the crashing of the door as a stone curse slides into the room and then tips over backwards and smashes on impact with the ground. And stumbling behind is a very injured tiefling, one that you're very recognizable, Marty, carrying a small sack. Good. He sees you there. He pulls out a spell scroll, tosses the sack towards you guys, and walks over to Jonas, rips open the spell scroll and starts chanting.
If it's alright, I'm just gonna. This is sort of to, the one that ran. I'm just gonna sit up properly if you don't mind.
Agnes doesn't let go.
Thanks.
She adjusts herself so you can stand up, but she doesn't actually let go. She just keeps hugging you as you shimmy around her.
As you all look, you see as he's chanting, these bands of golden rings start appearing all over the statue of Jonas. And as he's getting closer and closer to the end of the scroll, they seem to start cracking, and light pours out of it. As Jonas, you break out of petrification as Marty is in front of you. Very hurt.
Jeez.
Agnes lets go far and immediately starts hugging Jonas.
Oh,
Just crying.
down. Oh my god.
There's no stopping, is there, Marty?
You can rest.
I don't think we have that choice.
Who knows what will happen if you do. I'd go with you, but I'm out of magic. I've spent my time stopping Stone Curse happening many other students around the school. I'm out of magic.
I have two questions at this point. First off, with what you described, I assume Queenie's gone for the time being.
Yes.
Yep, that's fine, just so I know if I'm putting the effect on. Second, I would like to do a perception just to see how many other students are potentially still alive here, if it's any.
You go for it.
Go ahead. As you're doing so, are you 6? As you look around, you find a statue of one of your fellow students, but there seems to be a group of maybe 4 or 5 in the corner, slowly walking towards the exit door. You know that Stone Cursed are dangerous when they're up and close, but their speed is very much a downside for them. So if you can get further enough away, you can deal with them rather quickly.
Yeah. I will say towards that group then, I assume I didn't see any other Stone Cursed of it. I assume most of them are gone at this point.
Yeah, your friends took care of the ones that were nearby.
Look, I don't have a good reputation, but that isn't time for this. You can outrun those things if they come back. Just don't slow down.
Okay. It's like one of the students stuff that's, let's go. And it's like one of the, they're probably like not like a last year student, like you guys play second or third year, and there's like 2 first year students with them and stuff, and they like basically bolt out of the library.
Head to your rooms. Lock the doors.
And then they run off.
You see as Marty like begins to like find a chair and just like sinks in it as he starts like his head is like covering one of his arms whenever he's not using the scroll, and as he drops it you see there's a large bite mark and there's a large scratch mark down the side of his chest. Careful of the manticore. It can be dangerous. In this sack there are some healing potions that I scavenged and used some divinity to figure out what was happening a bit today. Came prepared in case something bad happened.
I don't fully know what happened. All I know is I came in here and I woke up with them back in here. You know what? I'm just gonna try. Do I have stuff in my inventory to do this? I assume I can probably rip part of the school uniform for this.
Yeah.
I want to try and at least bandage up the wound, whether he wants it or not.
Roll a medicine.
This is gonna be terrible. You know what? It's above average.
You were taught that tired is good, so you do it as tired as you possibly can.
That's not always good.
No.
That's what she was taught.
That, you know what? Fair. Can't argue that.
Kind of good.
We can't really have
what
you
are we
dying on
doing?
us now.
Can I see what the potions like are? Are they just basic potions or?
As you look through, you see that there are 3 potion vials with the same very cherry red liquor, although one seems to be in a much larger vial than the other 2. There's a potion of greater healing and 2 potions of healing.
Greater healing was 4d4 plus 4, right?
Yep.
Like I just like sort of see like the potions. I immediately like grab the greater healing and just like move towards Jonas. Like you will need this. At least.
Jonas takes it and uncorks it and swigs it.
Right?
I'm going to do a personal intelligence check.
Heal for
Plus
11.
Very
Make this
average.
a wisdom check.
11, yeah.
Farah wants to turn and look at the rest of the group. I have an idea. I don't know if it'll work. Well, that manticore, just seeing it face to face was not great. We know he went down there, sort of referring to the open hole in the wall.
Is that where he went?
Yes.
Right. Yeah, no, he went down there. I don't know what's down there. I don't think any of us do. Would it be possible we could bring the roof down on top of him?
No.
That's fair. Just figured it
We
might
also
be
don't
the
know if
only way
even
to
that
start.
has an escape already in it. It could lead some. If we don't know where it leads, we don't know where it could go.
How much time do we have?
Probably none.
Can't
Honestly?
have a lot.
No idea how much time has passed since I was out, so...
If we're going to fight this thing, I would at least like to don my armor. It's not great not having it on.
Oh,
Have you got your... How long will it take you to get your armor?
I don't even know where it is. I'm gonna be honest.
Did you take it off in the place where we sparred?
You put it on
you didn't have it on.
No,
It's probably in your room.
probably in my room.
That's too far away.
As you're questioning, Marty's like, no conjuration magic will work down there. At least the teleportation kind. You'll have to come back up.
So we can set an ambush here for him.
But what's he doing down there?
Don't know.
I'm gonna assume bad stuff.
I mean, shouldn't we, you know, go down there and stop him before he does whatever he's doing?
I feel like our duty is to make sure we get as many students out of
Exactly.
at this point.
I feel like I don't feel like waiting for him is going to be the greatest answer.
So we're at a standstill then. We either wait in ambush or... I don't know.
How far away is the dorms, or specifically Jonas's room?
Maybe 10 minutes.
Like walking, so if you sprinted, you could probably get there and back in like 3 or 4, but you'd be pretty tired afterwards.
I still count for donning and doffing.
Yeah, well,
If you guys wanted to take a short rest, then you could go there and come back in that time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get my armor.
Yeah.
I will go with him so he doesn't fall.
I need it. My AC is 11 and it's fucking
Uh,
trash.
I'm sending Crystal just basically like protect Jonas, follow him around, please, please, please. Anything happens, protect them both.
I'm gonna check the upper level to
Affirmative.
see if there's any other students.
I'll go with you for that one.
Before like we leave, because I assume we're organising it. How far away is the requisitions office?
The
It's
requisitions
on the
area is near
library.
the edge of the school.
Okay.
You could definitely still make it all the way there and back, but it would basically, if you did that, you wouldn't get any form of rest, and you wouldn't have time to don your armor.
I could do it then.
What do I have? I've got to change shit. How long does that take?
If you need something, I can rush there. I really don't need to. I'm fine.
Well, anything really. This will be the be all and end all. If we don't make it out of this, we yeah, it's game over.
Okay. Fuck. Alright, fine. Just do you prefer like any weapon thing or just something? Just give me something.
Something to help anyone, whatever you can get.
Fine.
Might I
How to-
suggest that we don't split up so heavily? Maybe you send Kay with us and you take Crystal with yourself when you go do that.
He doesn't have armor, and you're not very armored. I would prefer at least either me or Crystal to be with you.
It'll be fine. It should only, well, with Anai's help, should only take me 2.5 minutes to put it on.
You can
Apparently,
trust them on this one, I'd
donning
like to
armor's
believe.
5 minutes. Hell yeah.
Time is of the essence, you should just go.
And Jonas just goes.
And I will run
Alright.
with him.
So Crystal's going with them?
No.
Alright, Crystal's staying?
Yeah. They said not to, so I'll
Alright.
tell her not to.
I suggested sending Kay with us instead. Just so
Then
you
I'll do
kind of
that.
have with us.
Alright, and then Kay takes off after them, like basically like flies over and there's like lands on like the back of Anaya's head or something. You just hear Kay as they run off out of the doors.
Imagine the
command
cat
to her-
just going up Anaya, just going to eat K.
The command to her is to basically follow them. If any of them are badly injured, to come back to and tell me.
Right, Violet, you're keeping Crystal with you?
Depends on what. Am I
If-
going there alone, or is someone coming with me?
I would strongly advise taking Agnes with you and Crystal and just go. I'm only checking the
I'm
upper
with you.
layers and I have Marty here, even if he can't do much.
I just turn to Marty. He's like, "Is that fine?"
Sure.
Okay, fine.
You sure you'll be okay, Farah?
She's already running for the stairs to go check up.
Before you run, I'm handing you one of the other potions that was in the bag, like the basic potion.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so then Agnes, Violet, and Crystal are taking off towards the magical requisitions office,
Yeah.
Check if that other
Alright.
sheet.
We'll just
and
give it
Farah
to
and
you.
Marty are staying here. So, Jonas and Anaya, since you guys left first, you start sprinting out the doors. As soon as you step out, like you go through the doors of the library, you go out through the main entrance of the tower, the central tower, to loop around the side to where the dorms are, and you almost immediately spot some of the shit that's going down here. There are scorch marks in the lawn out front. There are shattered bits of statue in a lot of places. But for the most part, it seems the exterior of this place seems pretty clear. Whatever stone cursed were outside, you can assume, given how slow they are, aside from the few targets they had ambush on, didn't really get to do much else before getting shattered from a long range. Which works well for you as you sprint the few minutes it takes you to get to your offer rooms. When you get there, you see that the dorm areas are filled with people. Most people are in their rooms, but you see a lot of people poking their heads out and looking around. Almost every student that is currently on campus appears to be back at their dorms. If you think they're probably healthy, those who aren't here could be hiding, they could be hurt, you're not sure, but it seems like at least 60 or 70% of the students are back, which makes this area a bit crowded.
As we go through, Naya will yell out, we have orders from the teachers, get in your rooms, lock the doors, don't poke, just stay safe in your rooms.
Immediately, like you say that, like any of the first years, you see like doors close, you hear locks going off. Some doors, you even see arcane lock sigils appear on them as well. Some of the second and third years, like looking around, like, yeah, maybe if shit happens, I'll close my door, but I don't need to listen to you. But you clear the way a lot, most of the area, and you're able to, you make it back to your room, no problem. When you get there, your roommate is not there, but all of your stuff is here.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
What?
Like I didn't register what you said.
All right, so you get back to your room.
Mhm.
Your roommate is not in the room.
Okay.
Yeah, but your things are here. No one. It seems like they haven't returned like everyone else has.
That is unfortunate. However, we are currently going to go deal with the problem. This is a magic school. I'm sure they can take care of themselves in some regard. I've got stuff to do.
Yep,
And
all
he
good.
starts putting his armor on.
Yeah, and I will help him however she can.
Which cuts the time down by like more than half, so it takes
Yeah.
you only like. Wait, it's medium armor, isn't it?
Yeah, it's medium armor, so it's 5 minutes default. So.
And then it gets cut down to basically 2 minutes. So
Yep.
you guys throw on the chain, like the under armor, and then the chain and everything, quick as shit, and then start running back.
Yep.
Anything else you guys wanted to do before you turned around?
No. Only thing I would do is, as we run and stuff, if I see any students that seems to just be trying to hide, I will tell them to run back to the dorms and lock themselves in their rooms.
Easy. So yeah, you do on the way back.
Is
you do,
just for like mental map, so from the library to the dorms and from the library to the requisitions office where Violet is going, are they in opposite directions from the library, or can we sort of like meet them and then head to the library?
You can meet them and head to the library. It's going from one side of the school to the other sort of deal. You're going upstairs to get to the dorms. They're heading across the grounds.
Yeah, also, like, the school is a big circle, so if you just go down a different staircase, you'll come out close to that area. Yeah, so you can do that
Yeah,
if you want.
we do that. I reckon
Alright,
that's
cool.
wise.
You go down, and you leave that area. This way, by going a different path, you do see the occasional student who's, like, hiding in, like, currently unused classrooms, or, like, the cafeteria has quite a lot of students in there as well as a few teachers. And you yell out to any of them you see passing to head to one location or the other. A few of them go, some of them, don't go anywhere because people don't tend to freeze when they're scared. As you're running through, at some point, you guys see a stone cursed or two, but given you are faster than them and Anaya has ranged magic, you can blast them no problem. And after a bit, you guys start making your way towards the requisition office, which, Violet and Agnes.
Yeah.
So you two have sprinted from the library to the requisition office. It's a different route. It does take you a little bit to get there, as it's not on the exact opposite side of the school from the library, but it's close to, yeah. It's a decent distance away. You run the whole length there. Do you try to cut through the central tower area, or do you go around the outside?
As much time as possible
Probably
saved.
whatever's quickest. Yeah, whatever's quickest.
Okay. So cutting through the central tower, you see a lot of situations where the fighting has been happening in close quarters. You pass multiple statues of students, blood smears on like the floor or the wall where someone was hit before being turned to stone. You find a lot of shrapnelled stone, and you do quite a few sounds of fighting elsewhere in the school. But do you keep moving?
Yes.
Yeah. Wait, was it? Yeah.
Okay. You ignore that and
keep moving.
you run and you break out the other side of the tower and you head towards the requisitions office. When you get there, the door is closed but not locked. But when you open the door, inside you see that the big barred door that leads into where all the magical items are stored has that very heavy set lock. And the proprietor, the guy who runs the place, is currently not here.
Immediately, I'm just going to like start like just yelling to see like his name just to see if there's any response.
What are you doing, Agnes?
Can I like rummage around his desk and see if there's like a key or something?
Yeah, totally. So Violet, you start shouting out, being like, "Hey, you here?" Blah, blah. You don't get a response immediately. But Agnes, when you go around the side of the desk, you don't find a key because you've seen this guy before. He has this massive ring of like 100 keys. It's not there.
Right.
But what you do see is a little box underneath the desk that says returns. And in the box, could you roll me a d6?
A D6?
Yep.
While this happens, I'm like, after knowing that the shouting hasn't done anything, immediately I just like take my magical hammer and try to slam the bars, like feeling like that's the only thing I can do.
As you
Alright, make a strength check yourself.
as you bring your hammer down,
Because of my, I think it was like battle ready, was it? When I attack with a magical weapon, I can use my intelligence modifier. Can I
Go
do that
for it.
here or no?
Yeah.
Yay.
Your doors have HP.
Nice.
as
Yeah.
you slam into the door, before it makes contact with it, a barrier protrudes out of it, and you do not make contact with the door.
You see the sigils of a arcane lock on this door as well. You can assume this is a very protected area given all the things inside of it. But Agnes, as this happens, you look in that returns box and you see 3 spell scrolls.
What are they?
Okay. Time for me to roll a thing. Need the numbers from AJ, so message them to me.
Yeah. The individual ones or the...
Individual numbers.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty funny, actually.
We have 3 scrolls of wish.
No, we have one to spell magic.
Someone who makes a scroll of wish is just bored.
I've had enough of it.
Just wants to ruin someone's life.
Here you go.
As
A
you
gift
do,
to you.
you find a scroll of fireball.
No.
The first roll was very good.
Detect magic. Let's go.
Okay, creature.
We already have that one.
Lehman's 20 hut.
Oh, I can use that as a panic hut, as a reaction.
Panic room.
Second is one of fog cloud.
No, no.
Oh,
Sorry, what?
Did you say 1 or wand?
One
It's
of fog cloud. There's 3 spell scrolls.
Okay,
basically
yeah.
the 2
One is
rolls.
fireball, one is fog cloud.
Yeah, the 2 rolls. The first roll was for what level the spell scrolls are, and the second roll was for what each scroll is. And you literally rolled one of each. You rolled 1 first level, 1 second level, 1 third level.
I
So
feel
you
like
have
we
to go through
blind them.
3 different menus.
We blind them and then we fireball them. In the same turn. I mean, it works. They have disadvantage.
Still, blind fighting was a cool ability to have, but very
It's not.
situational.
I just love that one of my absolute favorite spells is on there.
No. We've had no good use of fog cloud every time
And
we've used it.
the last one is a scroll of magical weapon.
Oh,
Okay.
useful.
Actually, you rolled pretty good for some of those.
And I'll snatch all of them up.
Yep. So you grab those 3 scrolls from the return section.
Now, just to reiterate, because I think it's been a bit since I've discussed this, you can use a spell scroll regardless of what school you're from. If it's a school, if it's not part of a spell list you have, you have to make the check to not roll on the mishap table, and if it's of a level that you can't cast, the same thing happens.
Yeah, so if it's not your school or not your level, you have to roll to make sure it doesn't fuck up.
Pretty much, yeah. So if one of you can cast Fog Cloud already, then you don't even need a roll to use it. And same with Magic Web.
Yeah.
Ah, damn.
None of you can cast Fireball, so you're definitely gonna be rolling for that.
Don't worry, give it to me and I'll make sure to use it and accidentally cast it on myself.
Just not the right level.
So
Exactly.
Like, well, we have these at least.
She's like half like peering back, or like half like trying to like swing, like just swinging again and again, just trying to break through, like knowing this isn't working, but it's just like she's like got nothing else on her mind to do. Fuck. Okay. Then we'll. Okay. What you've got? What? Sorry.
There's some spell scrolls. We
She
have
just like
fire-
really like rushes and kneels down.
and I'll like unfurl them and show them to her.
Okay. Is that all we have?
That's all I could find here in the desk.
Fuck. She just takes a quick look around just the room, just to see like if there's anything that could probably help her get in at all. Probably doesn't see anything, and then just turns back like, oh, we gotta go.
Alright, so the two of you, you grab what you can, you start to leave. It takes a longer run to get here, and by the time you guys finish, you guys see Jonas and Anaya have basically just now reaching the area.
There's no point. It's all locked up. We can't get ourselves in. We've only got a few things. We just have to take what we can get and go.
Yeah, that's better than nothing. Alright, let's meet up.
And you'll just
Yeah.
rush straight back through the middle, I guess.
Yep, and running back, Farah, you went poking around the top floor of the upper levels of the library.
I want to do a quick scan, basically, to see if there's anything left up here.
Yeah, from up here it also gives you a good vantage point of the whole first floor. You can see several areas on the first floor where students had been statuified, especially near the front door, where two of the statues that flank the entrance to the library were both stone cursed.
Yeah.
One of the librarians and one of the students who were there are both statues by the front desk. It seems anyone who was up on the second floor, you don't see a single trace of stone or anything up here. There's also no statues to archmages up here, so they didn't have any hidden ones up. And you can assume a couple of the students who came down were probably up here throwing spells down.
That's what I wanted to check, yeah.
Yeah, up here, it seems the people who were up here were safe.
How much time would that potentially take up?
Oh, you can still get a full short rest in.
That's what I want to ask,
Yeah.
thank you. So I'm definitely going to take that option.
What, the warlock wants a short rest?
As the
No.
as the rest of you come back, only Farah can get the short rest out of that time period.
I'll take it.
So roll your hit die and get your spell slot back.
Nice. Fog.
Okay, one more.
Yay.
Not a one.
It's something.
You have a con mod?
No, you can see.
Rip.
No, that's just full health back. It's great.
Hey, it's better than nothing.
Spell slots.
So, we're all grouped up again, yeah?
Yep.
Nope.
And we don't get the short rest, correct?
Nope, because if you decided to go to the library instead of meeting up with the other two, you would have, but you chose to go to the requisitions room.
Yep,
I'm full health. I'm
that's
okay.
fine. I just don't have my action surge or my second wind. I think that's fine.
I don't know if this would count as light activity, but actually, I'll ask if this would count as light activity. During the point of a short rest, I assume I would have moved back down with Marty just to more keep an eye on him than anything.
Mhm.
Would I be able to observe? So you said that where it was dragged out, or where the bookshelf was ripped out and there was a hole.
Mhm.
Now, above that, is that like just a set area? Like, is that part that's sort of hanging? Or is this more like it? Yeah, I'm just trying to think how to visualize this library. Like, there's the upper area.
Mhm.
It's like balconies that overlook the central area.
I'm just thinking, if I would have had enough time during a short rest, could I have, like, as light activity, thought about, like, Well, if we can break like sort of a cut through there and there, maybe we can drop it on their head. I just want to bring something out if that's not obvious.
It would take quite a while, as this isn't just like, bits of wood sticking it. It's like reinforced not just the bottom, but it also has pillars connecting to the roof.
Even
So you'd
just
have to both break the ones
section.
above and the ones below, and then also damage the railing and everything. Yeah,
But
it would
it's
take
not-
at least 3 shatters to do this.
Yeah, it's not impossible. That's what I like to hear. But yeah, no. As the others get back, I assume no one's come back up at this point.
Nope.
Nope. Marty's been sitting there watching the doorway. He's like just off to the side, so he's not like directly in front of it, but nothing's happened.
You see, as like more time passes and no one's coming out, the more worried he's getting.
Well, they're back, Marty.
Good. Nice.
How many magic casters do we have in the school again?
Entire curriculum.
Depend.
Yeah, or
Number. Everyone in school is some sort of a caster.
Except for Tom.
At the
Do you know the
moment,
fates of Any
probably
of the other teachers?
about
Mm-hmm.
300. The other teachers, Vost was with me. We were talking to Bartholomew, and then suddenly something happened. He de-transformed his bird, and it turned into a manticore and attacked us. And then the stone curse
Vost?
happened. Vost took a hit, but then noticed that the stone curse turning around downstairs, and then as he's turning to run towards the grounds to deal with them, he was banished.
At least I can take from that he's not dead.
What was Vast?
The Dragonborn.
yeah, you should,
He's my best friend.
He should be back in a minute, yeah?
yeah,
My
should-
best
yeah,
friend.
Yeah, he should already be back.
Yeah.
Should
10
be.
minutes, isn't it?
I'm sure he's doing.
Rip.
He's helping others.
Right,
somewhere
well-
around.
If he's back, he's probably dealing with students, not in their boundaries, and dealing with whatever the rest of the Stonecast. His evocation. It's sort of his prerogative.
So
Well.
where are students in the cafeteria with some teachers?
That's kind of what I was asking. If we want to set an ambush, wouldn't it be better to have more people?
I don't really want to get anyone else involved in this.
And get other people in danger.
I'm not sure setting an ambush is going to be the best thing.
What are
Well,
we supposed
with-
to do? Arrest him?
With whatever he's doing down there, he should have been done already, and if he was arrested, that would have also been done already, and we wouldn't have to be worried about it.
Why
Well,
don't
Just see what he's doing.
I
we
think that's
should go
what we're
down
going
there to deal with this? If we can eliminate a whole school of magic that he can cast, that's a bit more beneficial to us than a detriment.
There is also kind of... There might have been a few moments between when you found me that anyone else could have came through. So maybe someone else went down.
So, if like the area where he is still affected by the school grounds, then yes, it's probably better we go now before he even turns that off.
Alright, let's go then. You've got your armor?
Making way over there. Oh, you all see, by the way, for the most part, Jonas has never carried really any weapons besides 2 hand axes. He does have a great sword on his back now as well.
Cool.
At this point, I'm going to call back my packed weapon.
Agnes, probably best to head out to the schools now.
Right,
Okay.
so you're passing the scrolls out to anyone in particular? Or keeping them all on yourself?
Well, so, well, Violet, you can use magic weapon, right?
I can not efficiently, no. I don't really have the ability to do high magic energy. I only really, I do both magic and martial.
Oh, so you're... Okay, so you only have first level slots?
I only cast with the first sphere.
I guess this doesn't hurt to ask either,
Mhm.
because I actually just remembered this is the thing I can do at the end of a short rest.
viable.
I would have tried to call Queen back.
As
You spend some time and nothing happens.
Yep, that's what I thought would have be the case. I just figured I'd ask.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, that's more worrying than it should be. Well, I'm ready.
Alright,
I'm ready.
alright, I'll give magic weapon to Violet anyway, because, I mean, just using weapons in general is either you or Jonas's thing, so either one of you can have it. Although Jonas seems like he's already got his weapons ready.
Jonas, are you going to use that on your back or your normals weapons?
He looks down at his 2 normal weapons and clicks his fingers, they're gone, and he unsheaths the great axe. I'm probably going to use this. Hit as hard as I can.
Can someone cast this better than me? So it doesn't fail.
To make it easier, that is it can be cast sorcerers, wizards, artificers. Yeah, sorcerer, magic
Yeah,
weapons.
sorcerers
sorcerer
get magic
spell.
weapons.
Oh, okay.
I already
Second-
checked.
As long as you can cast second level spells and you're a sorcerer, you can cast it without failure.
I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
gonna cast it, but only at second level spells, so shrug.
Also,
Was it?
bonus action. Just
I mean, that can also technically do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but do you want it, Anaya?
All scrolls, whether or not they're bonus actions or reactions normally, are
second
always
action.
actions. Yep.
Yeah, because like takes an action
No,
to
but-
just use
It's an
it.
action to use a magic weapon,
Item.
unless a magic item, unless it tells you not to.
It
already
doesn't
checked my
double stack, so that you've got to use like 2 actions. The action to
Yep.
use the scroll and then the action for the spell.
What is it, 2nd edition? No, I didn't even have it back then.
So,
What is this? Pain?
so to speed this up a little, one of the
Yep.
2 sorcerer wizards is going to cast magic weapon on Jonas.
Yep.
Let me just doubly check what the bonus for that is.
+1.
I think it's just a
Okay.
+1 and it's
Yeah.
Is it a
magic.
con-
right?
concentration spell?
It is.
Oh wait, hang on, that's how it works. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, I can just cast it.
It's a concentration spell up to an hour.
So
Yep.
whoever's doing it needs to remember they have to concentrate.
Didn't we have a spell scroll of locate creature?
Yes.
Maybe
I think
I mean, I need to concentrate on, so maybe I'll do it.
Did we
yeah,
end up
do it,
using
yeah.
up that spell scroll of locate
Yeah, 'cause
creature?
I don't have any other spells.
We
at
do
all.
have one, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
because I've got a couple. Well,
Yeah,
Nathan's
so I'll,
just
I'll make sure to be the one to do
is
that.
concentration. Okay, yep, you can take that one then.
So I'll just put a. Let me get rid of the petrified magic weapon. ATK +1.
Okay.
DMG +1.
Loud.
I can't use it, but okay.
Image type
Oh, can't you? Is
No.
that not a warlock?
magic.
Okay, fine, I'll keep
Out
it.
of all the scrolls we potentially have that I can use, the only one I could use and not have to
I-
worry as
oh.
much is locate creature because of my expanded spell list. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess you can have that one then.
No,
Yeah.
I was just asking out of character if we still had it, so.
I think Jonas is holding
Okay.
onto like a creature
Yeah, I
spell.
was gonna say, I don't have it.
Jonas can roll an attack.
Yep, let me just find out why, for some reason, my great sword isn't actually on my actions tab.
Is it dictum and bettering?
Do you not have it equipped?
It is equipped.
Interesting.
Have a typo.
Alright. Well, they're trying to Are there any other, anything else that people are doing before you start heading downstairs?
Hey does want to bring something up. She goes into her bag and just pulls out like a letter, and she's like, I know this is really probably a bad time, but I don't know what this is, and I want to know in case I die. What is a? And she just looks at the paper and she goes, a more than a companion, a bow, a boo, a sweetling, someone to keep the bed warm on a cold night. What is that?
That's a love letter.
It sounds like you have a. It sounds like a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
No. Oh, no, this is definitely not a love letter. This is from my aunt.
It's a love letter.
I mean, aunts can love you.
No, I think she's trying to ask if I have one, but I don't know what she's referring to.
Oh,
So she's asking if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
Oh,
Oh my
okay.
There's like an awkward silence passes for a moment, and Marty just goes,
Because we're all still like barely kids.
Yeah, we
yeah.
are.
Sure.
I'm confused.
Wait, which
Listen,
one?
physically you might not be all children. Mentally, some of you are a little slower in blooming than others.
Farah might be 20.
Maybe.
19.
20 is still kid.
17.
Violet, you might be 19, but I'm pretty sure you're blooming
16
at
at
the rate
heart.
you're blooming at the rate of about a 12-year-old.
Isn't this
Yeah, I'm very mentally shut off when I was at 16, so I'm still trying to catch up.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
As far as
um,
Agnes is concerned, boyfriend or girlfriend only involves kissing
If
No, holding hands.
and hand.
No, only holding hands.
Only on the second date.
if you really like them, there's kissing.
if we're about to head down, there's no shame in if we have to turn and run. There's no saying we can handle what's down there, so let's just go.
All right.
If we
So
can
you
keep
start
other
going?
people in this school alive, then let's do it.
I feel like with something like as serious as this, I'd probably end up turning to Crystal,
Cool.
and just sort of grabbing onto her head as like a sort of like, I just need a bit of comfort right now. Just go along with it.
Yeah,
How
she doesn't
wide
make it fall away.
Yeah.
How wide is the pathway? The stairwell, I assume it is.
As you
So
walk towards the stairwell, when you thought you made a hole in the wall, but this looks as if it's been here, as if this was part of the structure of the school itself. There is no damage surrounding it. It seems to be an illusionary wall, and the rubble that's nearby seems to be coming from the bookshelf, and like the plinths that were pinning it to the wall more than this hole itself.
So this has been here a while.
Yep, and it's about 10 feet wide. It's a wide area to walk through. It's about 15 feet tall as well.
Jonas?
And it looks like a staircase descending.
Jonas, you on the right, I'll be on the left. Let's head down.
I
Yeah.
would like to attach my cat to Eunice and pretty much just tell Mr. Bottles that just help Eunice any way he can effectively.
Yep, the cat like sits on his shoulders and like watching forward.
Okay.
So I guess that puts me and Jonas.
He notes that is now a blind spot, but does not say that.
Oh no, it's really weird because the cat is like malleable in a way. It's sitting on your back, but it's like staying there. So as you guys descend down the stairs,
Feel free
you
to
quickly
position
rush down.
yourselves.
It's initially very dark, but as soon as you start getting away from the light, little like glowing lights appear along the walls that seem to appear about 20 or 30 feet ahead of you guys, and then when they're about 20 or 30 feet behind you, they just vanish back out as they keep going with you. The echoing sound of your footsteps keep going as you descend 50, 60, 100 feet down these stairs before it reaches a flat plane and starts going out.
Eventually, as you guys
Keeps going for a long time on a flat, like it keeps going straight for a long time before.
eventually, as you guys are walking, you see various paths appear. There seems to be different crossroads of different directions, and you're confused about which way to go. But then you do see statues of people and scratch marks leading in certain directions, and as you just use this to follow, you eventually walk for maybe another 10-15 minutes into one of these circular rooms. Feel free to position yourselves where you are, where you want to.
Myself.
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Let's go.
I seek permission.
Let's
DM.
all make Gary.
I want that permission and that permission
yeah.
and I want that permission. All three.
As you've been traveling along, you've like have glanced at those rooms. They appear quite strange, given they're so far like underground below the school. But there's these desks always arrayed. There's these bookshelves down here. The area is like when the main hallway itself is just bare stone. But as you get to these splinter off areas, you can see like this red carpet goes into each one of these rooms, and it's very clean, very well managed.
Oh boy.
But fucking knew it.
Fireball.
There's one thing
I
that's not
mean-
popping up, and I'm annoyed.
Is it the most important thing in the room?
It is the most important thing in the room.
Can it be the second most important?
Insert
Is
shitty
it-
anime reference.
There it is.
Can't say, is it the headmaster?
No, the chicken.
It's a chicken.
It's a chicken.
That's not a chicken.
We put some
It's
quotes
not a
around
chicken.
that.
Don't hit the chicken.
As you walk in, you see Bartholomew's looking at this table in the center, which has 3 small safes. He seems to be reading a book, as the one in the middle seems to be, as all 3 doors seem to be open. Flanking this table are 2 stone cursed statues, and behind him, growling at, as he seems to be growling at and turning at all 3 side rooms. These large doors are that have like glass in the middle to peer into. You see him growling, turning, growling. The 3 rooms on the opposite ends, and a chicken running around the floor, ignored by everyone else in the room.
Oh, maybe.
It's not
Maybe,
growling.
maybe the, no, the
No,
chicken
maybe we
might
should
be an
break the
ally that's
chicken.
polymorphed. We should hit the chicken.
Alright, well, you guys rush into here. You positioned yourself how you'd like.
Yeah, I said 2 of us are at the front, so...
Jonas
Yep.
makes some hand signals and then realizes nobody knows what he's talking about. And
I'll
then
make an
instead
inside
whispers
check.
quietly.
Yeah, I'll
Perhaps we
attempt to
start-
insight your,
We start with quite an entrance.
As you guys are approaching down here, the Manticore does look up and see you all. There is nowhere to hide. There is no plinths or anything. It's got a good 60 or feet of just like empty hallway before you reach this room.
I
They
had
can hear me
insight.
coming. I'm wearing
Mr.
chainmail.
Agamog's would just shout out, Mr. Bartholomew!
As you do, he
I
seems
want Kay to smack her.
The thing. Do the thing.
Agnes.
It has the fireball spell.
as you
Yeah,
say
No,
this,
no one wanted it.
he's
You
just
never brought it out.
he just begins like, finally I found it. Yes.
And everyone, I think, should roll initiative.
Yes, everyone roll initiative.
I was hoping for a monologue so I could just interrupt him with a firebolt.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
low.
well,
I hate
She's
that.
just like, what are you doing? Ow.
I hate
oh,
that.
No, why is fireball at the bottom?
Fireball
Wait.
is last.
Oh, I don't like this anymore.
Why is
Still
it too
rolling
late?
with
Six,
Point?
six,
Inspiration point?
If
No.
you've got an inspiration point, you can spend one on re-rolling initiative.
Yeah.
and 13.
Nice.
Well, hey,
It's
it's
not-
a little better.
It's not last.
Look at all these. Look at all this.
Right,
At least-
We got
So maybe it might not be last.
It might still be
top of the order
Hi.
is Farah. And
I'm not sure if
Anaya's on deck. We put on the battle music.
So he's definitely aware we're here.
He like perked up when his name was said, but he's fully ignoring the situation. So he knows you're there. He does not care.
How far in are they?
We are effectively the dropouts, though.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, that's 60 feet. I can work with that. Bartholomew, why did you do it? As I will use my bonus action to summon spiritual weapon. Do I need an icon for that? Why do I not? Do you have a token for spiritual weapon? Or do you want me to just keep track of where it is with a circle?
1 sec.
I can keep track of it, it's fine. Oh, that works.
You got spell tokens working again.
Yeah, they weren't there for a second, that's why I was asking. So yeah, I summon it, like, there.
Mm-hmm.
Or do we summon it there? Are those stone cursed in one of the squares or just right in the middle of all of them?
They're probably like
Summon, yeah, I'll summon it there if I can. I
Yeah.
assume I can hit the stone cursed.
Yeah.
Actually, I should probably attack the manticore.
Oh, Bartholomew.
Manticore it is. Yep, so I summon spiritual weapon, and I think as the bonus action summon I can get 1 attack with it.
Yep.
Yep. Oh, it moved.
no, you'd still in its attack range.
It's
It's
just
just, it's just in a
probably
square.
4x4.
Yep. I assume I can still hit it there. Yep, so Manticore gets 1 attack from the spiritual weapon.
Hit.
Hit.
Yeah,
hit.
the 25 definitely hits.
Just say no.
Yep.
I was gonna be
12
really
damage to the
worried.
manticore.
On top
Yeah,
of that, I believe it's bonus action, spell, cantrip, action. Or I
Yeah,
assume,
as
I don't
long
know the exact
as-
rules on that.
As long as,
yeah.
as long as you don't cast 2 slotted spells in a turn.
And I will assume I've got the range for this. 120 feet. I have the range. Eldritch Blast at the Stonehurst.
So you summon your spiritual weapon, you throw it out, it appears next to the manticore, hits it. As you do that, Buddy looks up and he's like, okay, something's finally happening. He turns, looks at you, frowns, and just waves a hand in the air and counterspells your Eldritch Blast.
Okay. He
Oh.
counts the can't. Okay. With that, I'm also going to step back slightly, knowing that I'm not a frontliner.
Next up
Yep,
is
that's my turn.
the chicken.
Well, he has no reaction. Briefly. That's
Polymorph.
Cluck, 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 cluck.
just.
Oh no. They've been polymorphed into a chicken. All they can do is run in circles.
Pretty much what it does, yeah.
It holds its action to jump in front of the spiritual weapon next time it hits.
Sadly, they have.
It's
So
a
it
good
doesn't
thing
even
its
know to do
tendons aren't ruptured. It would be dead by now.
So now it's Bartholomew's turn.
Aw.
No, please explain it.
Monologue. Do it.
What?
Fire believed he was innocent up till the very end.
Finger of death.
Fods himself.
We're talking about secrets of the
there's one
school?
obvious option.
Secrets of the school, secrets of like the
Yeah.
the kingdom of Ghislaine, secrets of Ghislaine itself. We're talking about the
Cast
king. We talk.
Fireball.
Yeah, what secrets are we on about here? There's like plenty of things. It
I
could
mean,
be
he's
out.
at least like a 6th
There
or
are a lot-
7th level caster, right? We're screwed no matter what.
All I'm saying is it could be like secrets involving like outside of Ghislaine, like probably the Amorous Empire, maybe the Concordant. We don't know. Please tell us. I'm not good at this. I'm actually really good at this.
Sorry, me?
No, everyone
Oh,
but us.
except. Okay. Oh. Fucking slow.
2 people managed to beat that.
Can
feel
he
like
concentrate on
pathetic
two spells?
May I remind people, I have a -1 to wisdom saves.
Fair enough.
So, he waves his hand out. You feel this like molassesy effect cover most of you. You're like moving in slow motion. Everything to you guys seems like it's moving a lot faster, except obviously to the 2 who aren't slowed. And he's holding this book up and is like, "You know what we could do with knowledge like this." He drops the book and grabs the side of the table, and you see this like kind of like flame sprout out the side of his like up like one of his arms and across his shoulder. He's like, "This knowledge," and his mouth like opens up and just keeps opening and opening further than it should, and his skin starts to twist and shift into almost like a midnight black. He's like, "No, I was prepared." And you watch ethereal chains spike up out of the ground and wrap around his arms and tear across his body as his feet rip apart, his cloak is torn to shreds, and his physical form is twisted and broken and reforms. And you see where Bartholomew is standing.
Romantical?
Is that a
That
Or
is
is
a
it what?
callback.
Oh, fuck.
That is a callback.
Wrong pass.
Holy shit.
Why?
You see this twisted creature of almost like shadowish and charcoalish color as it twists. These like the fabrics like drifting up into the air, then breaking apart, dissipating into nothing, and then reforming as it stands just going like, "Ah!" That's his
That is
turn.
awesome.
Is this what he wanted?
Oh, he did not seem happy about that.
Or
That's what you get.
Speedrun guide on how to get no bitches.
No, you're up. Fluffles is on deck.
I'm going to cast Magnify Gravity.
Okay.
Fair enough.
What of them?
What happens when
I
you're
don't
slow
like
in
that.
casting spells?
I think you gotta roll a d20.
Do I?
For the slowed effect.
Oh, you alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
The
there like a sort
slowed.
of extra effect for spells on being slowed?
Let me have to have a look. I need to quickly read.
No.
I think the DMs have shut down.
The DM's
No,
gonna be
no,
shut
I
down.
just need
On
to
its turn,
have a
it
look
can either
at
use an action or
slowed.
bonus action, regardless of its ability or magic items. No, it's just... Oh, if it attempts to cast a spell with a cast card 1 action,
Yeah.
roll d20.
Roll a d20.
I need to roll a d20.
Yeah, if it was 1 action, you need to roll d20.
Right, yeah. One action. So,
Yep. On an 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take...
Okay.
On,
Yep.
s- on an 11 or higher, the spell doesn't take effect until the creature's next turn.
So you
So it
cast.
does work this time.
You cast Magnify Gravity.
okay.
hooray for rolling low. There, rolling low. Hooray, just
Go, cleric rules.
Why is it
Well-
closed?
Whoever failed, they have half speed.
Okay.
Oh,
It broke
The
off.
slow breaks and
but
the.
the DM's aren't here. We need to stop for a second.
Well, here. What do you want?
I
Hello?
don't need them.
Do you not?
Alright,
What?
I'll
What
take
a
over. Everyone dies and you win.
No, we're here.
Yeah!
What'd you say it broke?
It
Hold
broke
on.
his concentration.
Yeah, wait up.
On both of
Yeah,
them.
we can see.
Okay.
It's good. See, you hit him.
Just neither of you said anything the whole time.
No,
Tyler,
we were. I was talking the entire time.
No, you weren't.
No,
you
I
weren't.
was. I was actually talking the entire time. I may have been muted, but I was
Muted.
talking the
You were
entire
muted.
time. I was muted only for Discord. My mic was catching on OBS, which I was looking at. So
Sounds like a you problem.
no, it sounds like a you guys problem. I was talking.
So, and
Meet you.
I didn't say you
see
muted me.
this. You see this twisting change happen to Bartholomew, and you're like, nah, that shit's whack. And you just like throw your hand out, and you watch the table in front of him just collapses to the ground as the gravity there intensifies. The two stone cursed both get like cracked all over their body, and like one of them is like almost forced to its knees. The Alep floats there, seemingly like mostly unaffected. It seems to be ripping its tendrils downwards. It seems like it's having some effect, and the Manticore has to, like push itself back up to its feet and turns and looks in your direction.
Oh, I made it mad.
Yeah, and then everything gets a lot fast, like a lot slower for you. The world seems to slow down. It's like you're catching up to something.
What happened to the chicken?
As the chicken form starts to break asunder, you see a human man wearing guard attire of the city, though it seems a little more fancy, like stretches and breaks out. You fool. As he looks at the Alep. Soon.
My turn.
Off to the side, you just hear a
Woo!
Okay.
Was he like
Manticle's
holding a
turn.
book or something before he turned into that thing?
oh yeah.
He dropped the book. If he
Yep.
part of his fall.
He dropped the book on the ground.
I want the book.
The manticle leaps into
Yeah.
the air,
Oh.
flies towards you.
12 vision.
I'm gonna target everyone.
Be gentle, Papa.
Don't do a wisdom save, whatever you do, please. I
I'm
beg,
in
beg of you.
And we'll begin his onslaught. First, he's going to bite Jonas.
Punch.
He hits.
Silvery barbs.
Okay.
I'm surprised you have spell slots left.
Still
I have 2
hits.
left after this.
Still hits. Hey, you get to pass a bonus to somebody else.
Good thing it's only
And
advantage.
he
Fuck,
takes.
I'm talking to Jonas.
Jonas takes 5 damage. And then it is 2 claws, so 1 at Agnes. Miss. Agnes, and then one at Violet.
Yo.
Could Crystal use their reaction to
Wait.
resist it?
To resist
Also, you
for...
still have
To
the
give you
slate of
disadvantage.
effects on you.
I mean, she
Very
can, yeah, I
what
just
it
didn't give
is.
her a command. I
Yeah,
guess I kind of did.
Her natural state is to defend you, so she would use her. Crystal would use her reaction to give a disadvantage to attack Violet.
Okay.
May as well.
You're on my team. What the fuck are you doing?
I'm helpful.
Listen,
Still hits.
it didn't matter.
No! Bullshit.
The Violet takes also 5 damage.
That's 3 less than I wanted.
And that's the Manticle's turn. Now it's Jonas's turn.
Now it's the Manticore
And then
Shadow
everyone else
that's
is on
turn.
deck.
Literally everyone else.
Alright, well. Now I'm fast.
Fast as fuck.
I use the advantage that I was given.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure the DMs have plenty of time to use that negative inspiration I still have on me.
You know what? Yeah,
Wait.
fuck it.
Aw, come on!
never,
Uses-
never meme
Yeah.
AJ. He'll just tell you to do shit.
Yeah, don't ever... Don't
I've been
sass
trying
me.
to bait them out using it since day one.
Mate,
Not
this is
gonna
how I
lie,
bait
I
out
was-
my spell.
I was gonna hold on to it till the final session.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Oh, man, they might level up after this. He might get another one.
I might get another one. I do like to gamble. Shouldn't do it because I'm not good at it.
Dude, same.
You
That's
hit, you
literally
do 7
called,
damage.
Minimum damage.
That's literally called my Tides of Chaos.
I don't have bonus actions. It was kinda like, oh, yo, I totally forgot I had Booming Blade. My bad. Well,
shame.
that's my turn.
Oh, good. The robot trio. The robot trio and Agnes. You can stack your rounds however you want.
Unless you have anything immediary. I don't really have anything special. Agnes.
I think I was just gonna do a Nathia's mischief.
Cool,
Fireball.
In that case, I'm going to point Crystal to basically like right next to Jonas, so she's like defending both Jonas and Anaya, and then just like protect them as much as you can, and keep her in that position. Kay is just gonna. I think I gave her just a. She doesn't have any command. She just does what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
She can be her own person. I'm going to then move 5, 10, 15, 20 to get flank with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go for Big Smack because all I have right now is a big hammer.
Alright.
Annoyingly, my fucking infusion means nothing because I don't have a spell slot. So, but boop. Fuck. I have advantage. I didn't press the button. Why? Of course. That's better.
Hit.
Dealing bada boot. This me action.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any bonus actions and I'm out of slots, so that's my turn.
Alright. Agnes.
Gonna roll Nathia's. 3.
Alright.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, go ahead. Target them.
I
That
don't.
was a statue
hang on.
giggle.
I don't think I want to see a statue giggle.
The crystal there.
Do you want the fucking Spectre of Agony to giggle either?
Oh,
Yeah.
Where do I make
But at
this
least
one?
that thing could giggle.
There should be a thing in your sheet that's the saving throw.
I
If you open... Oh, no. Then I'll just...
What thing is it supposed to be under?
Nathan's Mischief. I'll add it now. I don't know why it's not there.
What were the words that he was saying again? Something about this knowledge.
Something like what?
Knowledge.
Do you know what we could do with this knowledge? And then
Okay.
the last thing he said was, "I was prepared."
Oh.
you are not prepared.
They all fail.
Okay, cool. So they are all giggling until the start of my next turn.
Okay.
Okay, so you cast that.
Incapacitated, and it uses all its movement to move in a random direction.
Don't be towards us, don't be towards us.
All of them. You do this like Is there like visual effect that appears for this one? Is it just the no? That's just the only one that doesn't have a visual effect. Yeah, you cast it and they all fail, but they don't seem to start laughing.
Okay.
Two of them are stone, and one of them you're not sure has a mouth.
Okay. Well, yeah. As long as it should at least incapacitate them, even if they're not audibly laughing.
I thought of a really funny joke in my head.
And then I think that'll be my turn. Actually, wait. I just need to check something.
Man, what a fucking creature. Can't believe you brought him back.
Never mind.
I like our lips. I use them in a lot of things.
That's
I
all your
love
turn?
Yeah, I'm good.
Cool. So, the two stone curse now go. You see as this one slowly moves up, and this one slowly moves down.
That's what this one can do. I guess it can double move.
What?
How many of them failed from my magnified gravity, by the way?
Oh yeah, they both. One of them failed, so one of them only has 5 feet of movement, so its dash is like 10 feet.
Yeah.
Because the other one can dash 20 feet.
Yeah, he goes up
Yeah,
here.
that's 16.
Top of the order. Fire up.
Yay.
Not sure if that was helpful.
Fancy call.
I'm not sure if I'm understanding how. Do I want to use a spell that I'm never going to get the chance to use otherwise?
Yes.
I don't think it'll work. You know what? What's the harm in trying, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to take a risk here. So 1, 2, how much movement do I have again? 35. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I am going to give it an opportunity attack that once here. 6.
Right.
Okay,
It'll
already on heavy.
It'll go ahead and do a bite
It's going to hurt.
and miss.
Cool. I'm immediately going to try Lightning Lure on it.
Mm-hmm.
So you create a lash of energy that strikes a one creature of your choice. You can see if target must succeed a strength throw. We pulled up to 10 feet in a straight line towards you. Then take 1d8 lightning.
It fails.
So it's pulled towards me.
Okay.
Sort of in a straight line, which is diagonal, I guess.
Yep.
There's a reason I did that. I'm not sure if it counts as force movement, actually.
It does count as force movement.
That's fine. Then it takes 1d8 lightning.
Mhm.
Now, it already used its reaction, and I've got, what, 5 feet left? 1, 2, that's fine. Going to move 1 closer this way. Wait. Yeah, yes, that way.
There you go.
And with my bonus action, I'm just going to get the spiritual weapon to move 20 feet down.
Okay.
And attack this thing.
Go ahead.
Economy, I think is the right word here. Force damage, go.
It hits.
Yep, and that is absolutely everything I can do in this round.
The guy here will pull out his pull out his he pull out a mace that he's got, one of those spinning maces, and swish at
Spinning one's called flails.
No, but it's a spiked chain, you see.
Then it's a morning star.
It just says spiked chain. Doesn't have a name.
It's literally just chains with spikes. He misses.
Misses the Stone Crest for his first attack. Hits with the second. I didn't. I'm gonna do the damage, please. He breaks it. He kills it. He doesn't need to hit the third.
He hits it again for his third attack.
Hits it again. And then he starts like making his way towards him. 1, 2, 3.
You sure that's a good idea, buddy?
4.
Oh, critical fish. I don't like this.
I will
Yeah,
say,
you were-
there is no
Jesus.
visual effect to your ability.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Does it stay up?
I'm just trying to see if it says that like when someone enters the thing.
It does not.
Does nothing.
It doesn't. It just says. Yeah, it just says
Beginning of
each
the turn
different
thing.
you.
Yes, it
doesn't
just
say
pings
when
whenever
they
you...
enter the space.
Yeah, so it's nothing will happen to him.
And he will
Yeah, okay.
swing at the other. And miss. That's him.
Be careful, buddy. You look injured.
Deal it, but then as it like swings and misses, it like phases through him. And then he just looks at it, turns around, and then moves down.
Hi, baby.
And it's what? 30 feet? What's this? 40.
A line?
30 feet.
Good line.
He was also affected by magnified gravity, wasn't he?
He's not on the ground to be
Uh.
magnified and or gravity.
Oh, rip.
Yeah.
Oh,
Same as the manticore could fly out of it, he could hover out of it.
But it
Just
broke
doesn't
your
mean-
concentration at least.
Oh, it was clutch.
I will say this will also affect the Manticore, the Stone, and the Warden. And literally everyone's within 30 feet.
As he starts this loud grinding screech opens it from its mouth. You all must make a wisdom saving throw.
Do I have my Tides of Chaos like where I can use it?
Yeah, totally.
You should.
Yeah, I'd like to use that.
So
Thank
it's
you
make
so
it
much.
I don't know.
saves manually.
I clicked it. Didn't. 1 second.
Oh,
I don't know. Should I have it ticked when I can use it or when it's been
Act
used?
as if it's been
Yes,
used.
it's been
Okay,
used.
yeah, okay, so I'll tick it now.
Okay. So then re-roll a wisdom saving throw.
Hang on. Okay, yep. Okay, yeah, so you made the first one.
Well, technically you have advantage anyway, so you already made 2. And
Never
okay,
mind.
11's your best. Oh my god, you rolled 2 1s because you also dropped a 1.
Everyone but Anaya, Farah, Anaya, Fire. I have to roll for the cat. But I shouldn't have to, but I should. Anaya,
I
Violet,
don't think the cat.
Stone.
Oh, okay.
Basically, Jonas, Agnes, Kay, the Manticore, and the Warden all fail.
No, okay.
And as you do, you take. Whoop.
Oh, no, okay. Oh, shit.
Oh,
You will
Unfortunate.
take. Wait, Anaya failed?
Con check.
a con check.
I thought Anaya succeeded.
Because of
took half
concentration,
damage.
you had
Hadn't rolled
Yeah,
damage yet.
she
Oh, it takes half damage. Okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
You all take 12 psychic damage without resistances, and some of you take 2, some of you take 6. And those who failed are also stunned
Oh,
until the end of its next turn.
does stunt.
Hey, you're
you
Not
can't.
actions.
You
Fuck.
skip your turn effectively.
Okay, so it's like no actions, no bonus actions.
Yep. And with that, the magic of the magic weapon fades.
What was the max damage, right?
No.
No, half?
Max damage, even
Max damage is-
12 is exactly average.
12 damage
no,
is
no.
total.
I need to know because I have to keep manual track of my wounds.
Yeah, 12 damage is
Yep.
is standard,
save.
and it's psychic. So if you have any resistances,
Nope.
All right, now, Anaya's turn.
My HP works
So-
fine on the tracker, it's just for my
All
knowledge.
around you are like paralyzed, right?
They're stunned. They drop to their knees with the screech, and they cover their ears.
Which which is literally just one person. Literally the two people closest to you, Jonas and Agnes, are both dropping to their knees. Everyone else,
Is
and all of your friends seem fine.
And Kay. Kay is following along for the vibe.
Naya's gonna push past Rivia and
Kay is stunned.
God, I hope this works. I'm going to
You
cast
shooketh.
Icing Death Frost.
Okay. We have a quick read of that.
He gets covered in
Each
ice,
creature
and
in
then
that.
he has to use
Okay.
the action to break out the ice.
Oh wait,
Yeah, it succeeds.
Does it take any damage or anything?
Yeah, it takes half damage, but he's not cased in ice.
And he is still up. He looks very damaged and wounded, and he's got these ice flecks all over him. That's it. Mr. Fluffles is still on Jonas.
Technically, you didn't roll damage, but Mr. Fluffles has what, 1 hit point?
He's got 22.
Oh, okay, Fluffles is fine then.
Yeah.
Also, has more
As-
HP than most people here.
Is Fluffles still going to keep using its action to help Jonas?
Okay.
Wait, Bubble's 22, Crystal's 21, what the fuck?
The Manticore is stunned. Jonas is stunned.
It's done.
Kay is stunned. Violet?
Agnes is stunned.
That's...
yeah, when it comes to my turn, I just have can I still move the
You are
Nephi's mischief?
stunned.
I'm just wondering because it says like you don't do it as a bonus action. It says it just happens at the start of your turn. So I don't
You
know.
have to be able to control the magic, and you are stunned, therefore you cannot do so.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I was just
Both
wanted
of
to
you fuckers.
clarify.
Both you fuckers are in
Actually, I will say,
hmm
while moving the spell would require you effort doing things, the effect.
No,
still
yeah,
gets
that can
rolled at the start
change.
of every turn.
That can
So
change,
You
it's
roll
just
the effect.
The
when your turn
movement
happens.
can't.
Okay. But Barry 1 is the only one in there.
Yep.
Oh, he's charmed by me. That's fine.
Okay,
That's the good one.
He just has to make a wisdom save. But yeah, even if he fails, it's fine.
I'm basically going to turn to Crystal and just
Oh,
is
I
straight...
really want the other two in that.
In a straight mental command, I'm going to tell her to basically go to like the spot up left of me to flank with me, but also like be in a spot where like she can defend if the thing moves away.
So there.
Yeah, and I want her to attack as well.
Okay.
I see both attacking the Manticore.
Yeah, I'll start with her because apparently her like sheet's a lot easier to use. But
You hit.
I didn't target, but yeah.
Let me see.
Manticore.
Let me see. You hit?
Yep.
Is there a plus more than 2?
Yes.
Then it's dead.
As you move around and Chris moves out the side, she raises up her like fist, which is empowered with that energy, and it just turns and looks between all of you and goes, "I was finally free!" And then she just punches through the back of its head.
5, 10. Crystal stays. She's done her task.
Farah?
15, 20, 25.
Yeah.
25.
Farah and Naya roll perception checks.
Still having my action, I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm gonna try to like just corner this thing for now. I'm just gonna make a basic attack against it.
The moment that the fist goes through the Manticore skull, you see the flicker of change in eye color that Jonas has been telling you guys about for the last week or so, as it quickly flickers to orange and then back to red.
Don't notice it.
1 second. Coin flip.
18
Do I hit?
hits.
I do not.
18 definitely hits.
Yeah.
You do hit.
Oh,
Max damage.
You do 13 damage. You swing your blade into this form of like energy. It strikes a chord.
Violet almost in this like sort of situation has gone from being like very sort of panicky and confused and a bit worried to like suddenly like almost putting herself into like a mental focus in a way where she's not paying attention to a lot of things around her and putting herself one thing at a time. And yeah, just like as soon as the Manticore went down, she immediately scanned the room, saw that thing coming, and just rushed up to stop it, knowing that everyone else is behind her. And that is their turn.
Alright. Agnes, you are stunned. Top of the order. Far up.
This thing seems like a threat.
What does it now?
Going to good old action. Yeah, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast it.
Go ahead.
Actually, am I? One sec, I'm just checking how this other one works. Well, it's not wearing armor made of metal, I don't think.
No. It seems to have some arcane runes like mage armor.
Yeah, I'm gonna just blast it with Eldritch.
Go ahead. You hit
Yay!
as you blast
And
at it.
Bonus action, moving the spiritual weapon straight at it.
Hmm.
So like that, I guess. Yep. And going for the swing.
You crit. Roll on the heavy table.
Before the damage.
Yep.
I don't know if that's gonna pop in chat. Heavy or
Heavy,
yay?
I believe.
That's the good one.
Oh.
The body.
Body and
Oh.
almost was a 19.
Oh.
Right, roll damage.
Roll damage. Yep.
As the weapon cleaves through it, the massless body disappears.
You strike, its form explodes into mist and dust.
I will say for once, if I can, Farah's sort of one hand is Eldritch Blast, the other hand's like moving the weapon. It's as much as Farah doesn't normally breathe, she's actually almost got that. I just want this to be over with sort of breathing.
Okay.
Like she remembered she
Alright.
can breathe.
Yep.
So that's your turn.
The warden
Cool.
is stunned.
The warden's turn.
He's stunned, and as you like do this like sigh of relief and it's over, you just hear, "Hey! Stop fucking celebrating! Put that book back in the safe!"
But sadly, the warden's turn is over. And now it's the Alap's turn. And on its turn, you watch as the black dust and cloth all start getting sucked back into the space it just was. And it starts to rebuild and reform, and it reappears exactly where it just was.
Okay.
You can put the book away.
He's the closest to the book.
No,
It
he
wasn't
wasn't.
him
He
who
wasn't
yelled.
him. He was stunned.
AJ,
Oh.
what did I roll? Please be a 6,
who
it'd be
yelled?
funny.
No, we'll see if it recharges when it's his turn.
It is its turn. It reappears. Now it's its turn.
Yeah, when I move on the combat tracker, it auto rolls, but it's being a
Oh,
bitch.
okay.
Who yelled though then?
Yeah, wait, if it wasn't him.
Yeah, you see these 3 doors, one to the top, one to the left and right. And remember, the ones on the left and right have windows in them.
Okay, well, I can't see that.
You can-
And you did also hear someone yelling woo from before as well.
Oh yeah.
as it does that, it does not recharge.
Damn it.
However,
Poke.
yeah,
Oh shit.
yeah, poke. Poke's a violet.
Defend with
So
Crystal's
started
reaction.
poking.
You see, it's like it reappears, it just looks at you, Violet, and
Yep.
it's just like empty sockets with eyes where it reaches its hand out just to grab you.
And as it does, Crystal like pushes you away, and you're not hit by it. That's its turn.
That's its turn, yeah.
Anaya. Everyone
Right.
is now not stunned.
I'm going to move up here,
Mhm.
and where I saw the book drop, I'm going to cast Mage Hand,
Mhm.
and I want to try to use the Mage Hand to put it back.
Okay.
Okay, make me a quick investigation check.
Investigation.
Because where the book dropped, there is now a pile of rubble where the table used to be that is being crushed to the ground by your magnifying gravity. Doesn't matter. You just go, Mage Hand in, book comes up.
Accio book.
I don't want to touch that thing with my own hands after what I saw happen last time. So I'm using the Mage Hand to put it back into the save.
Yep,
Put
so
it
you
back
grab
in
you
the
shove
safe.
it back in the safe. The safe door is still open.
And if I can, I will also get the Mage Hand to dump the save closed.
You can't do that. No.
Okay.
Too many actions.
Yep, no, totally fair.
Action surge. New mage hand. Close.
Someone didn't rest for action surge.
Yeah, I know. I don't have mage hand.
Alright,
Anything
so
else,
is that your
Anaya?
turn, Anaya?
Alright, Jonas, you're up. You're not stunned.
Okay. I'm not stunned. Let's go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Mhm.
Flanking. Booming blade. Doesn't do anything until 50.
They move. Yeah.
They move for whatever reason. They get
They
moved.
fought. They move at all, they're fucked.
Put that on them. I should have checked if I hit. I assume I hit. Yeah.
You hit.
Cool.
You'll stop shooting me.
And I bought.
So you break it down, the mist again disapparates. I wait for it. If it gets back up to bop it again,
Yep.
that is my turn.
Okay, he's not stunned.
Kay can do what she wishes.
Okay, floats back where it is going, no, I'm not going anywhere near that bitch.
Oh hell no.
Oh.
Do somersaults, okay?
You just hear up.
AOP.
Okay, moves back 5 feet.
The... Oh, no, never mind. She wouldn't think about that. I am going to hold my ground here. I'm going to send a command to Crystal to grab the book and put it in the safe.
The book's already in the safe.
And is it already safe?
Yep.
I'm going to tell her to close it.
Okay.
Okay, also, Agnes, can you roll on the mischief table
What?
again?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
This is the start of your turn, so
I thought you
I'll call it
I was
difficult
gonna make her
terrain.
do the thing.
not yet.
Yeah, I'm going to command her to move up, like, just fully close the safe and make sure it's, like, as locked as possible.
There are 3 safes.
Yes. The one with the book.
There are many books.
They'll potentially have books.
No.
She can
She
move like
goes
30 feet of
over.
movement, she can get there.
Yes, you get quite a few of them.
She looks down and goes, all of them have books.
The one that was just placed in by the mage hand.
I did not
Reaches
see
in and
that.
closes.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
She was
She
dealing
reaches
with an
down and
owl.
starts closing.
No, but yeah,
I
she
know.
closes one. Yeah.
I'm going to basically just stay here. I'm holding my action to if this thing reforms, I'm gonna smack the fuck out of it.
Okay.
And gave a command as a bonus action. That's my turn.
All right. Agnes.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And yeah, can I hold my action and if it reforms, I'll cast a spell?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Do I need to do a thing for that?
Neither or what?
Yeah, you're holding your action,
You're
so
holding
you're holding your action in case it shows
You're
up.
basically
Yeah, I'm
considered
sorry.
concentrating though, is the thing. If
Oh, yeah, you
hold
can
a
stop
spell.
concentrating on
Yeah.
Nathan's mischief.
Yeah, I mean, I probably dropped that anyway.
Okay. As we go top of the order, Farah, what are you doing?
As much as I have questions about Crystal now, I'm still going to
Yep.
move up there to make sure all 3 of these are shut. If I well, so 1, 2, 3, 4.
With your movement, you have enough to reach
Yeah,
it
I
through
was
all
gonna
and
say, like,
close the
yeah.
remaining 2 safes. Yeah.
As you run in there, Farah, as you look around, you can see that all 3 rooms have this glass frame, and in the middle there seems to be 3 people of different races wearing the same, like, red robes, and each have these leather-bound gauntlets on both their arms.
As in on the chairs or in the behind the doors?
Behind the
Behind the
doors.
doors. When you look, one of them just waves.
I look at I make sure these are closed as I imagine as I turn around, I sort of see all these anyway.
Yeah.
Now you can sigh your relief.
I was about to say, can we stop now? Is it gone?
Should be.
Well, with you ending your turn, and the warden doesn't do anything else, it just kind of stops. The Aleph does not reform.
Sees the warden, like, places his flail away, and is like, ugh. May I ask why mages of the Academy are here in this forbidden area?
Bartholomew there. He, to the best of our knowledge, he is responsible for the petrification and murder of several students.
We're here to help fix it.
If you need verification, we can get someone with higher authority than us to tell you. I will say Farah is only speaking more reserved because she just disheartened by the fact it was Bartholomew in the end.
Where are we?
That's classified information, miss.
May I go approach one of the doors?
No.
Why not?
You know why not.
Oh, come on!
Fuck
One of
off.
the One of the dudes has literally just been sitting at a desk, just like on the bed, just doing a little writing in a book the whole time. Hasn't even looked up the whole time. The third guy, the one to the left, he's the one who yelled woo. And the one on the right is the one who was like, put it in the safe.
Why are there people behind glass, like cages?
He just remains
They're not
silent.
gonna answer you!
He just looks at you.
Can you at least give us an idea of what was about to happen?
I could. I'm not going to.
Not even in detail. Some
No.
something?
Go back to school.
Well, I'm on
Well,
school.
we are at school.
You're not at school.
Well, we came downstairs from the library.
Congratulations, you're now in a new building. Go back to school.
The one on the left is just, stay in school, don't do drugs, or you end up down here with us.
You drugs?
You know, no comment.
Perhaps it's best we listen this time. We
Okay.
still have cleanup to do, and
You should let Marty know what's happened.
I sort of, before I go to leave here, I look at, he didn't give us his name, did he?
No.
I look at the spectral. Is he spectral?
No?
Okay, I look at the guy.
Which guy? There's a lot of guys here. The one that was Dust, or the one that's like the warden?
The warden.
Yeah, he's just a
What a
human guy.
Average dude.
I only have one question, and then I'll leave with the rest of them.
I might not give you an answer.
That's fine. I just need to know, will he come back?
Shouldn't.
As long as you keep the safe closed.
That's good enough for me.
Can I make any kind of check to...
Oh yeah, literally anyone can roll
Yeah.
an Arcana check if they want to think what that thing was.
Yeah. Well, fuck me.
Anaya, this is sort of your specialty. Really weirdly.
Crazy, right?
Should have rolled him in.
So there are inherent risks with certain information. Some information you've learned from your family. Some information itself is cursed. It's not the act of knowing it or doing it that causes problem. So it's not the act of using the information that causes a problem. It's the act of knowing it itself. And learning some things have such magical curses placed on them that if you're not prepared, they can physically and mentally destroy you and turn you into a living embodiment of madness and of the maddening curse that the information holds, which is what an Aleph is. Barty clearly thought he'd protected himself well enough for whatever was in that book that is cursed. It clearly wasn't.
And given your family, you know that magic and information of said magic is probably highly forbidden and illegal.
A quick, the most basic form of like idea of what like something like this could be. Obviously, there's different stages of Aleps and stuff. Like there are some information more cursed than others and requires more protection. the most basic form which you were taught young is like if you ever somehow ever learned the true name of a demon lord or a devil prince, if you were not incredibly protected, you would probably die almost immediately, just because the information itself is protected on such a fundamental level by the being. Yeah, so whatever was in that book, don't read it.
Yeah.
Don't read books, got it.
I will,
Stansville, don't read.
I will just quickly note down that information to write a letter to my aunt later on.
The other two, Violet and Agnes, you sort of have the general concept of this is probably some sort of curse. But like you won't know as detailed information like how allops are formed and all this information, like the circumstances of it. You just probably think this is
Shadowy monster.
Yeah, you just assume this is cursed like information on a arcanic level, that this is like a cursed book.
And that's some fucked magic shit right there.
Yeah.
That shit fucked.
That shit's
When in
whack.
doubt, axe.
Well, great.
Axe work.
I contributed very little to that fight.
You killed the Manticore.
You helped the Manticore.
As
Can
you
I also just real quickly just like take a mental note of what exactly like this room looked and used to look like in that sense? Like what kind of room even is this?
Yeah, this looks, from just look at it, it seems like a form of study of some kind.
Study.
Now, make a perception check as well. Anyone else can if you want to get details from this area.
It seems very. It looks like a library. There are some bookshelves. There are 3 desks with 3 people
Please.
behind these doors.
For the love of God, please. Okay.
Agnes and Anaya, both of you, as you guys are turning to leave, Anaya, you're like, yeah, this is some magic shit. You're like looking around, and Agnes, you're like, everything is weird. You notice that in different areas all around the room, you see glowing magical sigils, and you can feel this entire room you're in is protected in some way. And then you also notice the dudes in each of those rooms have those leather gauntlets around their arms. And you also spot a few arcane sigils on those as well. And you also remember that Marty did say that conjuration magic does not work down here. So you could assume that things aren't meant to leave this area, at least easily.
Are we able to determine what the sigils are?
Oh, with a freaking natural 20? Yeah, like, even with an unnatural 20 for a night, you can both see these are warding sigils that stop, basically, teleportation magics.
Similar to the ones that are like part of the school, since you've actively went and studied how those work, they seem very similar, a lot more refined, and a lot stronger.
Is that all the sigils? Like even the ones on their gauntlets?
The gauntlets are too far away to get a good idea about what those do.
Alright, fair enough.
Because they're
So
smaller.
that's just the ones on
Yeah.
walls.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. And this, so the warden himself only walks you to the entrance of the room, and he's like watching you as you leave. As you guys start walking out of here, another person shows up at some point, and is like, basically doesn't say a word to you, just like ushers you back in the direction you came. There's another similar armor. They don't even say hi. They just like look at you, and just mouth closed, just point in the direction, like this is where we're going. And then they get back to the staircase. They just point up the stairs, like go.
I mean, Farah was already on her way there ahead of the others, but
Yeah.
And he
I
starts.
mean,
You see
we
this
could
person
take
first.
him. Nothing.
What? I thought you
I
asked,
could
do you think
try.
we could take him? And I was going to say, probably not, no. Not with your 5 HP.
Farah,
Yeah, after a long rest.
Farah, upon seeing them first, will
Oh, we have the action economy.
probably like hold their packed weapon up as if to see if they're aggressive at first, but once they do the pointing, she will just keep walking.
As whoever's last goes, they seem to walk up behind you. And as eventually you all make your way into the library, as you break through the door, you see he grabs like this glaive that he's been wielding, slams it on the ground, an illusionary wall appears, and the staircase, illusionary wall appears where the staircase was to form the wall, and the bookshelf that was destroyed is returned back to its normal state. The books all over the ground still, but
Is Marty still here?
yeah.
Yeah, Marty's still sitting in the chair.
Yeah, I'm going straight to him.
Same.
He's like slumped a bit.
Yeah.
Run over.
Marty,
Mm.
let's get you to the others. And I'm like doing this.
We stopped Bartholomew
That's good.
Magical.
and the magical.
Very
I'm
good.
sure many of us have other questions, but you're kind of in need of help.
And as you lead him away, you all decide that probably the cafeteria is the place where something like this big would happen.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I think we'll go on our break and we'll do a little jump back and then jump forward in time once all that happens. But you all have reached level 4, and we can level up on the break.
Let's go.
Yay!
How do we level up?
Just for chat's sake, because we've shortened the campaign as we did, they will be leveling up to 5 between sessions. They were supposed to with Act 3, so it's not like we're not doing it for no reason. They'll be getting to do this Act 3 stuff later, where they'll be level 4.
Just double check what I sent you.
Level up, let's go.
So you're both cool with the grave domain still?
Yes.
Yep, just want to make sure before I went and did
I'm just
anything.
making sure. I was just remembering my brain, because there's
Yeah,
two
no,
death
that was
domains.
the discussion we had, that's why I'm asking.
Fuck you.
What?
I know I rolled an 8, but that's not me rolling it, so I would like to re-roll.
Yeah, you can re-roll that to whatever's not on the thing and pick a number.
Oh shit! I get an extra.
Fuck
hit.
you. 2 1s?
Do you want,
kidding
you want
me?
negative inspiration?
Yes! Yes is the correct answer.
I rolled 2 1s.
Roll a third one and you get to pass go.
Oh, yo, take me to jail. Oh.
Sorry.
Fuck, I really got 1? Go fuck yourself.
So you're taking 6?
I'm going to pick abjuration and evocation.
Oh man, that was the 3rd roll technically.
That's what I'm saying. If you want to take the 6, you'll have negative inspiration.
Done.
I'm not sure if I booked out what cantrip I wanted.
We gave you a month!
Can we stack out negative inspirations?
Real quick, because I've never multi-classed before, like
Mhm.
ever. Do I just drag the new class
Yep.
onto me? Like.
Yes, I just need to make sure that did we establish? It's a con. Yeah, you've got the con. Go for it.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Is this-
my second. That is my second.
Anaya.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Mhm.
AJ,
Yes.
the feat that we talked about, is that...
It's not in the
grabs on
system.
that?
I'll just put that on your sheet. But yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
So yeah, you all basically, to speed it up, you're all leveling up. You return to the cafeteria where most of the students and teachers are located, or those who aren't back in their rooms.
We're on break. We can.
Oh, you're on break?
Yeah, we're on
Yeah,
break.
we're on break.
I was
Yeah, we're on
A-okay.
break.
We'll
leveling up.
we'll jump back in time a little bit for like this conversation that they're gonna have, and then we'll jump forward in time to where we want to be.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
wait, Jeremy, did you actually tell anyone else about the orange eye thing? Because I know you told me about like her flipping the dagger and stuff.
I actively told you.
Yeah, you were the one that got
Yeah.
told the most.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
"Son, you probably think I'm crazy." Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think it's funny to be this time he didn't notice the eye color change.
Well, you were stunned.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was done.
But
My
yeah, it's
favourite part is I rolled a 1.
unfortunate I couldn't see it either, because then I could be like, oh, he was telling the truth. I mean, like, I already believe you, but like, oh shit, yeah.
Why is it doing that?
So as we're going, we'll explain some stuff. I'm assuming Agnes, you're going 4th level sorcerer.
Yeah, yeah.
We have 2 multi-classes. We have Farah multi-classing into a grave domain cleric,
Somehow it's not me.
and we have Anaya playing the homebrew class that me and Darren made a few months ago, the Blood Mage.
Also, Sam, how does it feel to unlock the multi-class ability by dying?
I don't want to talk about it.
How does it feel to be a cleric, dude? You're a cleric.
I'm just trying to figure out how multi-classing works on here, because it's not something I've
You're a
done before.
cleric.
Yeah, clerics are banned in this whole world.
They're not banned,
I
they're
think-
very rare. You just
I mean,
drag.
like, yeah.
The Echoes party knows of 4 clerics in the entire world.
Dude, we're gonna know
And
a
2 of
fifth
them are
cleric.
heads of churches.
Yeah, it's in your
This
sheet
is a
now.
rare thing.
With Violet's level up into 4th level
Artificer?
Artificer, she's picked up the Fiend Touched feat, something that we've worked together to make.
We saw.
Hey!
I was debating between like, you know, your basics like Mage Slayer, fucking Warcaster, stuff like that. But then it's just like, I like those like Shadow Touched and Fey Touched, but like Feat's too much. Why isn't there a Fiend one? And then AJ said, "Good question."
Because I'm
Did
going
not take
fake
us long to
touched.
remember that.
See which. How do I add the stuff from?
A
You
feat.
just add the spell.
You
just
can
into
make
it.
your own category in your actions tab for
Those types of
it
spells.
if you want, so it's separate.
Hang on, wait.
I find that to be the easiest.
I do that too. Yeah.
Jonas is going
Yeah,
for
wrong one.
Fighter.
Blood Mage is fun. I'm looking forward to seeing some Blood Mage shenanigans.
Just trying to think. I have
How do I add the stat boost as well?
It felt
You do-
very fitting with what I
You
am
just changed the
as well,
number, I'm
so-
pretty sure.
Shh, no one knows that.
Okay.
It might prompt you with
after
the
level up.
it might prompt you with a button, like to
Yeah.
pick
No.
when you drag the feat.
When I drag the feet,
Did you not drag a feat into your sheet?
I'm doing it through the level up thing.
No,
Never use the
no, use the
level
level
up.
man.
Never use that. I never touch it.
Okay. Okay.
max the back of your hand. Don't
Stop it.
Okay. How do I cancel it?
Just X.
Without-
There should be like an X button.
Okay, and that will just reset it back to.
Yeah.
What it was, yeah.
Please stop.
Okay. How
The
do I?
character romancer has never worked properly.
To level up normally, you can either go
How could I-
through the classes tab, find sorcerer, drag that onto where it's class and level, or if you want to do it straight from your sheet, on your main page, there's a little magnifying glass near sorcerer 3. Click on that, and then it'll pop open a little window, and where the little dragon head next to sorcerer is again, just drag and drop on top of the word sorcerer in that box, and it'll do the same thing.
Okay. Cool. Okay. And
Look
then I
at
can
all
manually
that
just add the stuff.
6. Yeah.
Like yeah, and then manually add the spells and feats.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
AJ, you got to go into the code and you got to find where it uses the word level up for that one instance and just change it to DNT.
I do need to ask quickly.
Mhm.
With the multi-classing, the only part I'm not sure on is how does health work?
Health works as it normally would. You have 2 pools of hit die, unless you have the same number, which cleric and warlocks do. They're both d8s, so it doesn't necessarily change. But if you're a fighter and a a wizard, let's say, you'd have a pool of d10s and a pool of d6s. You can pick and choose which one you want to use at any point. Your HP on your first level up,
It'll just be the average.
I don't believe it gives you the full like flat. Like I don't think you get 10.
That's why I'm asking. I'm just making
Doesn't
sure
give
it's
the
all
max.
done correctly
Yeah.
and went over correctly. I'm just trying to add it up in my head. 16 plus 4. Wait, that's
Did they
not-
finally fix that bug? No.
Which one?
Fuck.
There's a thing where with the HP thing, if you roll your HP to level up, it puts it in your adjusted, so you get double the HP you should. But
Yeah,
I got the
that's-
adjusted.
it just delete the adjusted. But I looked at Fire's sheet, it's like, oh, that didn't do anything, and then I looked at Jonas, like, oh, it did the thing.
Yeah, I'm noticing if I am meant to have a 4th level, as in like a 1st level in cleric for the hit die, they're not showing up at all.
It has because you used all 3 for your thing.
No, I mean on the when you go to look in the actual tab and like you magnify glass to see.
No, that means it's there.
Hey AJ.
You sure?
Used means you've used it already.
No, not how many hit die I've used, as in the number. I'm questioning, is it meant to show up, or is it a case of it just doesn't show up at all until I get, like, say, cleric?
It's
4
on your
or
main
4?
page.
It's not there for me, that's why I'm asking.
It's physically there for me. I can see it on your main page. 1d8 underneath your 10 HP, max 21.
Oh, no, I mean in the class and level magnifying glass.
No, that's only for used.
You mean like the hit die number for the levels, right?
Yeah,
There should
so,
be
like-
another set underneath it.
Yeah, so cleric's
Oh.
not showing up any. Warlock's got like the 1, 2, and 3, like the 3 levels, and then the 8, 7.
Then I
6.
think then I don't know
That's
why
why I'm
that's
asking.
I don't know. I don't know.
Have you
what's
scrolled
going there.
down? I know it sounds dumb.
No, I've tried. I'm wondering if I switch it back to that. Is that gonna?
Hey, AJ, I got a really dumb question.
Mm-hmm.
Equinox projector.
No.
No.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
Because I've leveled up, am I able to swap out my
Yep.
martial versatility?
And then I
Yeah,
need
but
to
if you
figure
can
out
switch to
how
a level up, you absolutely can.
cantrips work. Do I just choose 3 new cantrips for being a cleric?
Yep.
Yeah, you got a brand new.
The only thing with Anaya and Farah, you're just reference a spell table. Actually, no, you just reference a spell table because you're warlock. Anaya is the same thing,
Ooh,
because of
smart.
2 different spells using the same spell table.
Yeah, because I have spellcasting and pack magic. That's why it's like.
Yeah, but you just get a second.
Also remember,
Yeah.
you can cast packed spells with regular spell slots and regular spells with packed spell slots, so you can cast.
Mm-hmm.
It do work like
Divine
that.
word and I can get word of radiance.
If Farah survives for the rest of this mini campaign, then being a cleric, she will be a very important character later in the Echoes world.
Yay! I did something about it.
I'm gonna swap out an infusion. I forgot about that. Fuck, I need to do that real quick.
Oh, good. I'm gonna go eat my dinner.
You do
I
that.
grabbed a can of a nondescript energy, nondescript fizzy drink.
What fate are you getting, Uranus?
I am up in the air between 2. I don't know if I take Mage Slayer or if I take Sentinel.
Both
Both
are
are
good.
fine.
Why?
Yeah, I know both are good. That's my problem.
Luckily, when you hit 6, you can get both.
Yep.
Because you
I
broken
also get a
fighter.
new spell, and I'm deciding between Shield or Absorb Elements.
You know the answer to
Both are
that.
good.
Oh, for good.
You
Absorb
don't think I
elements,
know
though.
that? That's why they're in the running to be one of my spells.
Dude, absorb elements. You cast that spell, extra damage to weapon.
Yo, shield, 21
Oh,
AC
shield
for no
and takes no
reason.
damage.
No, not no
Jonas-
reason. You survived.
If Jonas gets a physical shield and then casts shield, he'd have 23 AC.
That is true.
Wait, I'm back.
The cantrips I'm taking make no sense. All they do
I
in
was still
character, but not in
We
terms
now
of
have
use.
some more emergency healing. I can
Realize
cast
I already
healing
have
word
shield.
now.
That's pretty good. Healing was powerful.
You know what? I'm gonna grab the wand of magic protection instead of these sending stones. Fuck that. I'm grabbing that.
Spells. There we are. I realize I already got shield. Just have no spell slots.
I would say I love the wizard signature spells. You have to pick spells that have a action. Like it has to be an action, so you can't pick reaction or bonus action spells. Because I would absolutely pick my level 1 as shield if I could.
Dude,
With what?
With like the 18th level wizard ability, you turn a first level and second level spells
Oh,
into
yeah.
cantrips.
Healed 100%. Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Yeah. Instead, you do magic missile for obvious reasons.
Is stuff like Toll the Dead allowed?
Totally.
Yeah, ding dong, bing bong.
Ding
Something
dong,
like
yeah.
that, or Sacred Flame, and it's like, yeah, Toll the Dead.
Remember, necromancy's only bad if it involves desecrating the dead.
Yeah, and I guess this makes sense in the way my character is. So
Honestly, Ding Dong Bing Bong, Toll the Dead, totally in line with Kamashian, his
I
beliefs.
basically just went Spare the Dying, Thaumaturgy, and Toll the Dead.
Yeah, for whom the bell tolls.
Yep.
That
Literally,
makes
when you
sense.
died, you heard a bunch of bells tolling as well.
Yep, I'm not gonna unhear that ever.
Nope.
Yay, I now have a wand that can cast detect magic for me.
And yeah, because it's gonna be a thematic thing. Every time you Ding Dong Bing Bong, it sounds incredibly similar to those bells that you heard.
Oh, it auto-added Eyes of the Grave for me. Thanks.
So, just for clarity, for like Fiend Touch and stuff, because it is the stream and whatnot. In similarity to like the Fey Touched and Shadow Touched, choose a ability score, int, wiz, charisma. I chose my int. All 3 of them are like even stats, but my int's the best, obviously.
Senses, I don't have to.
I learned the Scorching Ray spell and 1 first level of my choice, and the first level can be Abjuration or Evocation. Similarly, like you can cast each of these once without consuming a spell slot, and then you can use these spells again with spells you have if you wish, or until you finish a long rest.
Yep.
My second spell that I chose is Armor of Agathist.
Yeah, totally viable.
I love that spell.
You get a free first level armor bag if there's once a day.
Hell yeah!
Oh,
And then if I
5
want,
HP.
Dying for
At,
free.
at 5th level, I can cast it second.
I just realized because of the Grave Domain, I actually get Spare the Dying for free.
Yeah, you do.
Oh
baby.
yeah, and it has 30-foot reach, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grave
Dual
Domain.
range.
Grave Domain
It
is
doesn't
is
fuck around.
Grave
one
Domain's
of the
fucked.
best. Grave Domain is one of the best clerics like subclasses.
Isn't that also the one where you can just say I'm gonna crit you or something like?
All around, it's the you crit me, fuck your critical hit. No, you don't.
Okay, cool.
You just hit me normally.
In that
Fair.
case, I don't know what other cantrip to take.
Gonna make an effect.
Prestidigitation.
Light.
Wait,
Guidance, resistance, light.
guidance is
or-
fucked, yo.
Guidance is good.
Yeah.
I don't
You want
think
to piss off
AJ will
AJ?
allow
Take
you.
guidance.
I'll ask him when he gets back to be sure on that one.
Nah, take it anyway. Get him mad.
Don't tell him.
Look, if I take that, it's on your approval, not his.
Nah, do it. YOLO. I
can't
use
take
guidance
it, or not.
on if a character can learn guidance, I always pick guidance.
Picked up message, by the way.
Sure,
Great spell.
sure. I'll take it, and if I get yelled at, it's your fault now.
It's okay. Just make sure anytime before anyone does a skill check and you're nearby them, just say guidance, just to annoy AJ.
No, just send a message to Darian only.
At guidance.
No,
I was
only
all D4 into
direct
the
your
tower.
question like, Darian, can I use guidance here? Don't ask AJ.
It's easy. If anyone is within reach, you can use it as touch ability, and they're doing a skill check, guidance. So, literally always. Just always use it.
I always forget guidance exists, and then when
Yeah.
I read, I'm like, oh, that's really good.
Yeah,
In-
you can always bat the hand away if you wish.
Yeah.
In
Also,
another game we're in, my character has guidance.
considering it's
and-
a magic, not a basic spell.
Oh, it's amazing. In another campaign we're in, I took a character with... I only get like 3 cantrips, and only one of them is offensive, so I picked no offensive cantrips. But I have guidance, and I've already annoyed AJ by using guidance, I think 14 times in the first session.
Oh my god!
Listen, it's a useful cantrip.
I think I messed
Nah,
up. I don't think
fair.
I'm actually allowed to take it. Expeditious retreat.
Why not?
It's one of those things you only pick
Transmutation
certain ones.
spell.
Oh.
So
Do
I'm gonna
you-
delete
ha-
that. That's my bad.
Remember, you do get like at certain levels you can choose like one spell of
No.
any school.
Nah, not from this.
I just realized that Spare the Dying is also a bonus
I'm gonna
action
double
for
check.
me.
It's the same for Arcane Trickster, so it should be the same
good
for that
bonus
as
action.
well.
I don't think it is.
Now, the only thing I'm missing at this point is a healing
Really
spell.
certain it is.
You can get one eventually.
I was trying to figure out, is there a limit on Circle of Mortality?
Eldritch, no,
I don't remember what that spell was.
not perfect.
It's not a spell, it's an ability. It's at first level you gain the ability to manipulate the line
Oh no,
between life
2
and
of
death.
which you are
You would
correct.
normally roll one
Yes.
or more dice to restore hit points with a
Okay.
spell to a creature at 0. You can instead use the highest number possible for each die.
I've played Eldritch.
Oh no, that is every time if you're getting someone up from
Every
dead.
time?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna have that on my cleric actions.
Yeah, but they've got to be at 0 or below.
Yeah, so it's more if they're bringing them up from dead.
Yeah, it's a great ability. There's
26.
nothing quite like being like, oh, you're down. I'm gonna drop a 4th level Cure Wounds on you, and now you have like 30 hit points.
Yep, next thing. Now I gotta go through my spells. How many spells can I learn then? This is your spell casting ability for your cleric. That makes sense. God, my sheet is becoming a mess.
It gets that way.
Welcome to multiclassing.
So, what's
for Jonas,
charisma? This is-
Of the 3 first level wizard spells you learn when you get it, only 2 have to be
Yeah,
Abjuration
I just
Invocation.
read it.
Cool. Alright, just making sure.
So I'm not limited to only another one of those spells, so I could take anything else.
So,
God.
at first, every spell you learn has to be either Abjuration or Evocation, except for one of the first ones, and then at 7th level, you get another one. Yeah.
So I can
Okay.
add 3 cleric
Hello.
spells. That's great.
Except
I'm
for I
done.
get 4 max.
And 2 of those are
That's so
for my
useful.
normal life.
So it's 8th,
Cantrip
14th, and
bonus
20th are
action.
ones you can get from any school of magic. Every other one has to be from
You can already bonus
Abjuration or
action
Evocation.
So it took Expeditious Retreat for that slot. I could have taken anything else.
Yeah,
We're
you
back.
swap it out. You level it up.
Swap it out. Let's have a look. Wizard spells.
You've leveled up, so you can technically swap out any spell, including your one which is of any class.
So, with the spells you can take for cleric, is that just specifically just from the Grave Domain spells, or is that just cleric in general?
You can pick.
Just trying to make sure I'm understanding that. In that case, I guess there are the few spells that come to mind immediately.
They give you a whack.
Dude, I'm so happy with these spells.
Are you ever close enough for Cure Wounds? That's the question.
Ooh,
Did you want a third set of cure wounds?
I mean,
No,
I
I
could
didn't
take Healing
hit.
Word.
Is everyone?
Um,
Let me get over it.
Yeah,
I'm
done.
just about done, sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'll put one more stuff.
Yay, I get an extra sorcery point.
Equal to your level. Now roll on the table.
Do I need an AoE spell?
What has AoE ever done for you? Just to give a note as well, AJ, on level up I swapped my Sending Stones Infusion for the Wand of Magic Detection.
Okay. Just as useless in a magic society, but
It makes it so I don't have to have Detect Magic
no, that's fine.
as any spell, which is the one spell we didn't have!
Alright, come
I'd Identify though.
Yeah, I'm gonna swap it out for Gift of Alacrity.
I heard Inflict Wounds is pretty
Ooh,
good.
that one, yeah. The gift
I
of
would
luck is
recommend.
cool.
I recommend it so well that I attack you with Inflict Wounds. It's a 5.
You miss.
I was hoping for a 20.
You
Yeah, I have actually.
need a new title.
You're right. Guiding Bolt? That's different, right? No. Okay, I give up now.
You know what? I think I would go the combo of Bless and... do I want Bless? Bless is good. So is Bane. So
Yeah,
is
I've lost-
Ceremony.
I've lost
Ceremony is
my
probably
mojo.
useless, actually. You know what? I'm taking Ceremony.
The good thing about cleric, you can take as many spells as you want. You just have to pick the ones you want to use on a day.
Yeah, you can just swap that out.
Yeah, I guess
Casual
that's
reminder to the DMs that they can make me roll on the table whenever they wish.
Don't worry, we're
Oh, I know.
aware.
They're very
whenever-
much
so
aware.
They won't forget
whenever
that.
it's least convenient.
Trust me, when you guys return back to the cafeteria, we have a brief scene we'd like to do.
Okay.
Rebecca, trust me when I say they know full well that you can roll on that table. They know full well. As someone who's
Okay.
been on
Listen.
the other end of it.
Okay,
Take great weapon.
just
Good,
because
good,
you pop,
good.
just because you pop Tides of Chaos like it's a fucking drug.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, I would love it. Don't worry, I am all for rolling on the table.
It's
Dude.
I like to wait till it's thematically appropriate for
Of
that.
course.
And
Good.
Christine just gives us so many easy moments.
Yeah, she does.
Also, people haven't ticked off the ready check. It is there.
I'm not
Of
ready.
course.
No, that's fine.
AJ.
I brought it up ready.
Heads or tails for Healing Word?
Heads.
Wait, did I?
For what?
Yeah.
Okay. Cure Wounds it is.
Both are good. You always have both.
I can't take both at the second. I can take 3 spells from Cleric at the moment.
Get rid of Ceremony.
I'm keeping
Ceremony's great
Ceremony.
spell. Cast Marriage. Just +1 AC.
Yeah, cast marriage on these children.
But have you seen the combo? It's cast marriage on a zealot barbarian, and then when you need to redo it, kill them.
You say
and
children.
summon them back to
Jonas
spell
is.
slot,
You
and
say.
then cast it again.
You say children. Jonas is 23.
Jonas.
Yeah. By age, not necessarily by maturity.
Jonas is
Oh,
that
no.
one, like, it's the one mature age student in the class who's, like, super into all the lessons.
Oh shit, I can create Holy Water.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm keeping Ceremony.
Ceremony's
actually we
good
could have
for.
used that.
Ceremony's good. Yes, it would have been useful.
We could have used that. There we go.
Yeah. My other options would have
Alright.
been False Life, but I decided not to take
That's everyone. Jonas, do you have your feet?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you want to
I've
change
got both of them.
Alright. We'll jump back in.
Family attached to my legs.
No, actually.
Sorry.
The only thing that hasn't updated it correctly, I think, is the health, but we can fix that after stream.
As you all take Marty back to the cafeteria, an announcement later plays from the voice of Archie, asking for all students and staff to make their way to the cafeteria. And eventually, over the course of 20 or so minutes, all the teachers and staff that are present, except that you guys cannot Vost and Vostargon isn't there, and neither is Archie Nicola, the headmaster of the school. But after about
Don't you fucking dare.
an additional 5 minutes, you see a very wounded, patched up as well Vost, walking beside Archie as they enter the room.
I am so So I don't know if you want to let me do this, but I wish to run and it's either in or out of character. This is I wish to run and try to hug Fost.
So
You go to just like start to
Character.
move, and like Marty just like grabs you by the arm. And is like, now's not the time.
That's my best friend, damn it.
as they enter the room, all the eyes turn onto Arky, and he looks at all of you, very sullen look in his face. On behalf of the staff and the school of the Ghislaine Institute of Magic, I humbly apologize. Regretfully, the incidences that occur today were the result of a Hyde-staffed Bartholomew Austin desiring to gain knowledge which he should not have been able to. He put both our students, our staff, and many more at risk by doing so. It was my hiring practices, and at that point, Agnes, roll on your table.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
AJ. I
This
was
is
about to
what
say,
I was hoping for.
Let's go
Hang on.
potted plant.
let's
My
go
money's
sell
on potted
fireball.
plant.
Dude, go sell fireball. Let's fucking go.
It's not a fireball.
Why do you get the 42? What? Bullshit.
Oh fuck, you got the 42!
What's for? Oh my god, it's 42 what I think it is, AJ.
I need to double check, but I'm pretty sure
it's,
it
it's
is.
it's a long one.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You're fucked.
Yeah. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that looks
Oh,
like
for
a thing.
God's sake, you
Time to chaos, time to chaos, time to
Oh,
chaos
boy.
now. Time to chaos now.
What have you done?
Okay, should I just take her to a different chat for a moment?
Yeah, do it. Take it for a trip chat.
Join me in session
A-
2.
AJ, go
I-
with them because you're streaming.
Okay.
Yeah, you go.
Bye.
Yeah, like, we...
What is
Bye.
42?
Did you read all of 42?
I skimmed through it.
Okay, so you're standing in the cafeteria, and it's all like, yeah, you know, everything's normal. He's going on about how, you know, some people died and his hiring practice, and then everything just vanishes as you feel a surge of arcane energy, and you're standing in just an empty, like, black void. When in front of you, a table appears with three seats. At this point in time, I believe all three are filled, AJ?
Yep.
Yep, there is three figures, one sitting at each of the seats. There's a man in the center, who seems like he's in his early 20s, maybe late teens. There's a tiefling woman sitting in with one of the seats on the side, and there's a Earth Genasi woman who seems to be sleeping on the table on the other side. And they just look at you, and the one in the center's just like, okay, what's your question?
What?
What's your question?
I have a question.
Looks at the tiefling woman, and she just sighs. Goes, if you're here, it means you've got a question. Ask it already so we can go back to work.
There's like any question?
We're being very kind.
Oh, come on. The tiefling was like, yes, any question. That is your... And then the man in the center elbows her, and she's like, oh, come on. Like, yes, any question. That is the one chance you will get not to ruin this for yourself.
Okay. Well, I guess if I can ask any question, the one that's been on my mind the most is, I guess, where is my dad?
The two just look at each other.
I really want to find him.
Two look at each other. The guy in the center goes, you've got this, and just disappears. The sleeping woman says nothing.
At which point, the tiefling woman's like, though we have dominion over all, we're not too versed as to, well, where the other realms are, but your father seems to be in the Feyre Isle.
If you'd like to go meet him, just take a short jaunt up to the forest and wander around. You got a 50% chance of ending up in the right spot.
Cool. Where in the Feywild? Do you know?
Where is hard to say? Where is a word? When is also a word. Let's just say.
Is he with any fairies?
He seems to be with one of the courts of the Feywild.
Cool. That means I can find him.
Potentially. Goodbye. And then she
Thank you.
vanishes. And the woman sleeping on the table doesn't move for a bit. And then everything just fades away and she doesn't move. And then you just everything blurs back in and it's like no time has passed.
And you jump back into session 1.
Yeah.
And
Oh shit!
Welcome
Hi.
back.
Oh,
and
okay.
with my hiring practices allowed this man to be a teacher at the school, and a rather high level one. Most of the blame should be put on me. Some of the students here, alongside some of the teachers, had figured this out and have dealt with the man, and he shall be no longer hurting anyone. Those who have been afflicted by the petrification, we will thoroughly fix them to the best of our ability, and we will try and get those slain to someone who can deal with that. I ask for you all to rest, recover, and for the next few days, stick together. You are all dismissed.
There's a silence that fills the hall. And then there's just one dude who's like, woo! Oh.
Not again. Go away.
Agnes looks around to see if it was the dude from the room.
No.
You know what?
No, it wasn't. People start filing out. People start leaving. Marty is just with you guys.
Yeah, both Vost and Arky turn to Marty and your group and give you a stay here when everyone else has gone look.
And people are filing out, and I am turning to one. He's like, so do we get the extra credit we need?
My God.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a question that needs to be answered. Yes, you do.
Yes.
I don't.
Is your question?
If we got the extra credit that we were doing
Oh,
this class for.
If I'm being completely honest, Marty, I don't feel right just staying in here and not trying to help with the statues. Even if there's nothing I can do.
We have staff working on that, and these two need to talk to you. You can help after.
And, probably could you help me back?
I don't think he'd mind, just not at that moment. As you all, as the room starts getting fired out, maybe about 10 minutes later, the 7 of you, the 8 of you, are left.
I'm
You're all
assuming
there?
it's more so waiting for them to say something first. At least for Violet.
So, shawarma?
What's that?
So we're not in trouble, I assume.
No, my dear one, you're not in trouble.
And I would hope you're not about to try and wipe our memory.
The thought of that does need to be considered, though I do trust that all of you cannot speak of what you saw downstairs.
I barely understood it.
I have
There's,
questions about it, but I won't be saying anything.
Is Yonia's telling us to make a wisdom saving throw?
Who's this gonna cast
The-
modify memory?
Please
There's
don't do that,
there's
I'll
an,
have a panic
when you
attack.
when you mentioned the memory thing, there's an awkward cough off to the side as like people have left the area mainly. And you look back and there's just a single other teacher in the room with you guys, and it's Natasha Igwilv, who you know is an enchantment specialist.
Ugh.
And she's just off to the side and just like when you mention one of her moves, like
There's only one person I would ever dare bring any of this up with, and quite frankly, you've only called her in once, as far as I can tell. And even then, I don't think she would understand
would not know what is going on, and we cannot elaborate further. Though know that this is a matter of national security.
Yeah. Yeah.
With due respect, I believe you've all earned the right to at least keep that memory, as long as you can be trusted to not tell anyone about it.
Okay.
As he looks at all of you, waiting for like an affirmation or any questions with it.
Fine. I'm just sorry I was wrong about Bartholomew, sort of looking back to those that went up with me the first time. Can I go get some fresh air?
As you're about to leave, Zach, you see as he bows, an Ark is an Air Genasi, one of great stature, and he bows very low. On behalf of this magical academy, I do thank you for your trials. And Vost as well bows, and Marty gets up and bows as well.
Is that really necessary?
We just did what you asked.
Literally.
You had a choice.
No.
You all could have left. You showed great honor and loyalty to your to the school and your fellow students.
Then, rather than bowing, there's only one thing I'd like to do.
Hmm.
And I look over to Vost.
Mm-hmm.
Not another word said, as I said before.
Mhm.
Just going to hug the man.
As you do so, he's got one arm bandaged, and he starts like he embraces the hug. He starts rubbing your hair, and he's like, "I'm all right, little crow."
Yeah. Crows and ravens.
Agnes is just watching with utter glee.
I need to go spend some time to myself in the air and figure out what happened to my bird.
cool. So you're all given leave to leave. Anyone else want to ask anything or do anything before the teachers leave?
I feel like Violet doesn't really like say anything, but she definitely takes probably a bit more time to kind of take it in, like as if like still trying to process everything that literally just happened. As like the sort of adrenaline and everything calmed down, things have somehow like or somewhat returning a little bit back to normal. She's just kind of a little bit shut off. So if people like do end up like sort of moving out, she's probably just still there, just kind of immersed in her thoughts.
Okay.
Well, I need a drink. And Jonas starts heading off grounds, assuming that the lockdown has ended.
Yep. With everything going on, the gates have been unlocked. Yours, as you leave, you actually do spot your roommate as like a big pack of the other martial students who were all like fully armored up, and most of them had weapons and stuff. You can assume they were off having a joy of a time.
I'll just give a head nod, no words, and keep going.
Yeah, he just like raises his fist at you, like basically being like, you know, he acknowledges you.
Can Agnes follow Jonas?
No, you can't.
You're a babe. No.
You're not allowed to go the alcohol there.
You can make any choice you so see fit.
Wouldn't be the first time she's drank.
Yeah, this is like what happened to the drinking place before?
So Jonas and Agnes start leaving school rounds. Anyone else go with them?
No, Anaya is going back to her room.
All right.
Yep, you're doing what you said.
Yep.
As we all jump forward in time, it is now the 22nd of Hull. During this week period, the restrictions of the school have been lifted. Many of the students that were petrified have been now unpetrified.
A lot of the students who were going to find out through information passed along, because things don't stay quiet for this. Almost every student who was attacked was turned to stone. Those who were lethally wounded were able to be brought back to life in a relatively short manner. There seems to have only been one actual lasting casualty, which is the student that was killed 2 or 3 days earlier.
As this has happened throughout the week, you've all had a bit of downtime to do whatever you wish. So we'll have everyone roll a d20 and we'll explain it after this little preamble.
Also, while you're rolling, throughout the week, more students have been returning back to school, and more teachers too. The number of students has doubled, and teachers have tripled as the faculty is trying to return as you get closer to the beginning of the school year.
Yeah, you're roboting a little, so I'll just reiterate. The student force has doubled and the teaching force has tripled as the week has passed. As everyone's coming back in for the start of the school year at the end of the month. We'll go in descending order then. Anaya, what would you like to do in this week?
Well, I wrote the letter that I intended
Yep.
to do.
Yep.
Probably mostly just kind of relaxing and winding down after everything that happened. She would probably privately write in a small diary she keeps hidden about the events that happened just for herself. And otherwise it's just kind of relaxation, maybe hanging out with the rest of the group if others are down at any point and stuff.
Throughout the week, Anaya tended to be a very solitary individual, didn't she?
Yes.
Prior to the club. You find it's hard to find a space of quiet. Not because more students appear, but it seems that most places you go, people seem to notice you. You notice when you enter a room, sometimes some people get quiet and look over and see you and then whisper some things. And near the end of the week, these 2 other students approach, and it's like, it's a first year and a second year. The first year's like, I'm sorry, and the second year shoves. Like, come on, ask. It's like, are you Miss Ariante?
Yes?
Is what they say true?
What are they saying?
That you and your friends, you tracked down and found that teacher who was being bad, and you all helped arrest him. The second year shelves him and goes, "They didn't arrest him. They killed him." It's like, no, they wouldn't do that. It's like, oh, yes, they did. That's what they're saying. So is it true?
I mean, yes. Technically, yeah, we did do that.
The second year's like, he goes like, I told you. It's like, and we'll fade away from the 2 of them pester you a bit about it, whether or not Anaya finds this uncomfortable. But
Very
after they start talking to you,
Yeah.
more students show up after a bit, and they're asking for details, like, oh my god, what happened? Like, what did he look like? What was he doing? And stuff like that. I'm assuming you keep certain information out of the main circulation of information, but somehow...
The most, vague and just confusing way to try to make them stop.
You eventually extricate yourself from the situation, but somehow the information of your deeds has made its way around the school, and people seem to know who you are, and you notice yourself being, if not watched, people seem to notice you a lot around the school.
Yep, worst nightmare ever. People are
Oh,
actually
yeah.
noticeable.
All right. So you just spend your time trying to avoid all the attention from everyone.
Yes.
Then
Jonas.
next up would be Jonas.
Yo, what's up? So Jonas goes back to training because he's very much a creature of habit. But it is noted that instead of him training with two single-handed weapons, he has moved more to the bulkier greatsword. But he has found training with a blindfold on in navigating combative scenarios.
As you go through this training, like Anaya, you have people looking around. You see there are a lot more people like watching the martial group do their thing. Though the martial group has grown to respect you a lot and has therefore like made sure you're never in the true center of everything. So that's good. Your teacher accommodates your blindfold training, having a having someone fight against you, or one or two people fight against you as you're blindfolded, and then with your classes, there's a lot more magic. A lot more magic students joining the classes, adversaries, and you've learnt the skills required to deal with mages up close and personal.
As the week's going through, you spent your time training. It's near the end of it when you're sparring at one point to someone, and when you finish them, they're like, "Ugh. So is that how you did it?
I did what?
You know, like you used the bigger sword. Well, come on, you know."
Now, if you believed every rumor, we'd be here for hours talking about nonsense.
He looks around, and the other dude's like, because you guys are sparring in one area, he's like, "They say that you decapitated his manticore."
People say a lot of things. Not all of them accurate.
He looks you up and down as you say that, like squints a little bit. Give me the number, AJ. He's like, yeah, totally, yeah, I get it. He like taps the side of his nose, like, yeah, I get it, Yeah, no, it's group effort, yeah. You tell the way he's looking at you, he's like he's very much on the idea of he thinks you're just like downplaying something that you did. Yeah, it's this guy's like you've already noticed the weak the other looks. The martial students do keep the regular ones away, as AJ said, but even in their own ranks, you can tell that the information is spread and the rumors.
People love to gossip.
Oh, absolutely, and who knows how accurate these rumors are getting. So that's how you spend your week.
Pretty much.
Violet and Farah, can you two please roll us a d20 just to see who goes first? Please don't roll the same number. Okay. Farah.
Right, I'm muted. So, a week's time, Farah is going to be spending essentially most nights, honestly, a lot of the time to herself. She doesn't really want to leave the room much at the moment. Most nights she's trying as much as she can to get some sort of inkling of Queenie, as it was her beloved bird, and I guess closest friend. I assume with close to no success on that, as that's sort of how I've written it. She also, not long this time, took some time to rethink her studies. Lionel, the roommate, or likely would not have seen her leave the room very often, with exceptions and such. She did decide it was time to write a letter to send off to her auntie Sybil, basically going over some of the not anything in detail, but more like, just saying we are alive. Well, I don't think I've right to call them my friends, and not at this point. as basically she cuts everyone off for about a week, at least until she needs to come out. Other than that, she contemplates a few ideas, like potentially getting some custom, like, light armor made or something. Just a lot of thinking time.
As you spend a lot of time in your room, you requisition this armor through mail order. You send your dimensions in, and you get someone working on that. A lot of the time, since you're not leaving your room, you hear noises of people approaching, whispering. Some people knock on the door. After the first time you open it, you see some students there, and they fumble around to try and get a question in. But
I was going to have her one of the nights, if possible, make her way up to a rooftop.
We'll do that for the last night.
Yeah. On that last night, I do need to ask, was transmutation magic one of the ones that wasn't allowed?
Depends on the spell.
Featherfall.
Oh, that would work fine.
Yeah, around the end of the night, she basically just wants to feel something again and will literally jump off the highest roof she can find.
As you climb the spire, you look down at the ground below you, you push yourself off, you activate the spell to slowly fall, and as you do, mirroring you is Queenie.
As you fall through the air, you see these black feathers break away from you almost spiritually out of your shadow, and then appearing, mirroring your movements is your raven.
On landing is just going to hug this bird tight.
Yep. It circles around and lands in your arms.
It's probably very late at night at this point.
Oh yeah, I'm assuming it's like 1 a.m. or something, like well past curfew.
Yeah.
But unlike the students before you, you've missed out on the gossip for the most part, staying in your room. Like Lionel, is very much you have to become famous, huh? She has to shuffle through a bunch of them every time she wants to go to sleep or get out to do work.
That's fair.
But ultimately, you have a peaceful solo week. Violet. Before we get to your full week, at the end of the conversation that you had with Arky and the rest as you all went back to your rooms, Violet, not Violet, sorry, I need to scroll up. Crystal, is like, Master, I found a letter on Bartholomew when I was looking through the rubble.
We should probably we should hand that in, I think. Here, pass it here.
She hands it over, and when you see it's not really a letter, it's like a folded up piece of paper. And when you open it up and you look at it, it seems to be an address of some kind.
Does the address all ring a bell?
Nothing that you know off the top of your head. It seems like it's somewhere down, if not in the lowest. It's not like in the smoke. It's either on, like, in the merchant ring or in the lower spark area. You're not 100% sure. You don't travel down to the lower sections of the city off much. But it appears to be some kind of like delivery notice that's been stamped as in like something's been picked up. It's from the address listed, and then like the delivery location was the school itself.
Okay. Is there like a name of business, or is it just an address location?
Just an address.
Thank you. Thank you, Crystal. I just sort of turned back like to where the cafeteria was. Like, is like Aki or anyone still there?
This is when everyone dispersed.
this is
They've
like
wandered off at this point.
When you're in your room.
Yeah. Okay, one in the room. I think she would probably place that on her like table for now. Still, again, like sort of processing a lot of this. but maybe, probably most likely the next day, she will head up to whoever.
When you go to leave the room the next day, you pick up the note, and Crystal looks up at you, and she's like, "Are we going to check it out?"
Us?
Well, he is not here anymore. Who will stop us? The eyes flick orange.
But what's the point? We've... I mean, I guess I've got what I wanted, but... I mean...
It seems we lack the quiet information as to why he chose to go down this route of destruction. And
Does this not seem part of our previous goal? Investigation.
Are you saying this just to be us, or...?
With no more wizard, no more threat. Will we need the others? We can do it.
Probably best not to get some of them involved. I don't think at least Farah wants any of this at the moment. Alright, fine. We'll go. We'll go. And
All
yeah,
right.
she'll just kind of prepare herself basically. She won't bring her hammer with her. Just because moving that around throughout the city is not a good look. But we'll still probably just keep her armor on her.
as you
Head down
as you head down,
through the city.
you ask some guards where this certain section of the city is. They point you past the smokes down to the merchant ring. Eventually you find a business park full of a variety of warehouses for different restaurants and stores along the way. And as you approach the address, you see a sign that says Austin Holdings Warehouse.
Am I able to enter it at all?
You approach. There is the door at the side does have a lock on it, but it seems like the lock has been partially rusted and broken, as if whoever here didn't seem to maintain this very much.
Yep.
It doesn't take you much effort. Even just shaking the door, it comes apart. You go inside, and there's a large room that is mostly full of these crates that are about 7 feet tall and about 3 feet deep. And at the very other end of the room is a single office. All the windows are... The roof is about 20 feet high, and the windows are all up about the final 5 feet, all along the outside top.
Oh, very black, huh? 1 second. We don't want that. Yeah, we don't need that.
Did not mean to do this. I'm now here.
Yeah, but you see that there's a door in the corner.
Okay. Like the corner on the left side, yeah?
Yeah, you can see on the map. It's just a visual representation. You also notice as you go in, there are some cages at the top of the on one side. You can immediately see these are the same cages that the chickens used to be brought to the school in.
Yep. Before I make any more steps further, and seeing I'm kind of within some distance to the door, actually I'm gonna move it probably 10 feet forward actually.
Mhm.
It's like there. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, with the door being within 30 feet of me. I'm gonna take out a sort of very much almost like a thin metal rod almost with like a weird gemmed tip. Almost like a traditional magic wand in the sense, but the tip itself flickers orange and purple. And I am going to use my wand of magic detection to just see if I can detect anything within 30 feet of me. Detect magic.
So, It triggers immediately. You see traces of arcane runes. Make an Arcana check.
Yep. Why am I alone?
13.
Damn it.
Well, you have Crystal with you too. She's behind you.
No, I know.
So looking around, you see these sigils and stuff. A lot of these crates have at least one, like have a sigil on one, like the front of them. From a quick study, you can see that the sigils are meant to open the crates, or like it's basically like it's like a lock that when you flick them the right way, they change to an open state. And they seem to have a trigger system set up somewhere. And going around, you find where the trigger is meant to be, which is the door that leads into this office. It seems like there's meant to be some kind of spell that triggers to open these crates up, except it's broken, and whatever's meant to be triggering it is currently it's done. Like something's happened to break this trigger, so it's not able to activate.
So opening the door won't open the crates.
Yep.
Coming to the conclusion of that, would I know if like trying to like push any of these crates if it would open?
You feel like if you were to pry them, like these are sealed crates of nails, you could pry them open. That wouldn't like the rune wouldn't stop that. It seems like the rune basically just would open them automatically.
Can I give the one closest to me just a shake just to see if I can hear like what material might be in it?
Make a strength check.
Fuck, every time I open them.
Because these are 7 feet tall. Like.
Yeah, I just want to like just give it a slight push. I would ask for help for Crystal, but
sure, she can help you. You shove it. It doesn't seem to rock very much. It's very whatever's in there is pretty heavy.
I'm going to assume the statues or something similar. Crystal, just cover my back while I just have a quick look in the room.
Affirmative.
Okay, please just keep an eye out.
Okay.
She just flies up to the banisters and like sits above. You open the door and you see a modest office in here. You see the 2 desks and a bookshelf on one wall, and a chest near the top desk.
I'm basically just going to rummage through the place just to see if there's anything of note.
You take your time. All the stuff on the bookshelf seems to be pretty standard ledgers and information about like receiving shipments, stuff like that. It's nothing particularly interesting. The chest does have a lock on it, but if you were willing to use your
Thieves' tools?
Yeah, you can use thieves' tools. It's a situation where if you want to take your time, you can pop it without even rolling.
Yeah, I'll definitely take the time for it. I have no rush.
Yeah, you take it, you pop it. You go through the chest. There's a lot of information here. There's like a stamp of approval for this place. It's like a lot of information about the business itself that be locked away. There's actually a sack of some money, around 80 gold pieces. And make an investigation check, please.
Add 80 to that, even though it won't mean much. Investigation?
Yep.
22.
Yeah. While you're going through, you actually knock the side and you realize there's actually a false bottom, and you pop that up and find a lot of notes. Pulling them out and spreading them on the desk, you see a map that is very similar to the map of the school you guys had. There's a second map which shows these like long hallways and circular shaped rooms in different areas. It's got these markings in certain spots of both that area and then on the school map there are these similar markings. And there's a lot of like it's like a book, like an entire book full of notes.
I see. I'd take all of them, with the idea that when I do leave, I'm probably going to try to hand them directly to Voss. But yeah, like just grabbing everything I can, just probably pocketing the extra stuff that was there, writing down notes of roughly what the legend notes are for the scrolls.
Okay.
Trying to just get a bit of detail. Like, she's putting detail into it, but she's like almost like half focusing on this, but like half kind of not. She's just like quiet, moving through methodically, but just
Make another
not-
investigation check.
Okay.
Just when going through the notes and the maps and stuff.
21.
It's pretty easy for you as you have the two maps there. You notice that the two maps are of an almost similar size, and the symbols are laid out in a certain pattern, and you actually layer the two maps over top of each other, and then hold them up to a little light source that seems to be the room. And you see through the two maps that they overlap perfectly, where the hallways that come to sudden ends on the one map lead to walls on the school, and those walls on the school have been marked down with the map. And then on the second one, the one leading the hallway and stuff, which you can assume is that area you guys went to before. As you see a pathway directly from the library, you see two big circles. One is a room that, by tracing your steps, you can realize is where Bartholomew went.
Yep.
And there's a second one to a room that's even further, like seems the furthest from any entrance. All the way deep in this place, there is another room that's marked down.
I will make probably separate note of that, not in whatever notes I'm going to give to Voss.
And then the other notes, I will just type to you a list of what they are to make it easier and save time.
Yeah, I feel like that particular bit of information, like, sort of catches the eye just because of how, like, big everything was that happened down there. And probably at least, like, puts those particular ones away in her backpack for now. Unsure what exactly she wants to do with that, and if that's probably a good idea to even bring up, because she's worried that if she does bring up, she might cause more problems at the moment. But yeah, like, after investigating the room, she'd probably begin to make her way out, I'd say.
Okay. As you make your way out, you return back to school. How would you like to
I
rest?
handed, like, I'll just, like, hand in everything to Voss that, like, I mentioned before, and probably note that the crates that I saw, like, might potentially have similar statue-like things in it.
It was dangerous to do so by yourself. Next time something like this comes up, tell the teacher, but you've done well,
I
Miss
just happened to stumble
Blackenstar.
across it. I was already out. It was there. I didn't want to go too far once I noticed the crates and the sizing, and tried to push slightly, knowing that the sigil activated by other means. I knew I had to come and notify this.
He just gives you an affirmative grunt and takes this information to study.
Yep. And then for the rest of the week, I don't know. Like, I feel like initially she would probably. I feel like she has, like, a thing normally, like, where she would spend some time on campus itself and then some time back at home. But probably for the first time in a while, she actually doesn't head home probably at all during the week. And is actually, like, was, like, probably thinking about it one day, got to the door, and then just kind of turned around, thought about writing a letter, like, half wrote it up to her father, scrunched it up, and just kind of in a bit of a limbo almost. Having, like, something that she was, like, searching out for half completed, but she's not really feeling anything from it, and it's just kind of that sort of unknown on what really to do. She might end up sort of leaving for, like, little bits and bobs, not often though, but probably enough to, like, she's very easy to gain attention. She has a robot. But yeah, like...
Yeah, you notice a lot of people are watching you as well, closer to the end of the week. People notice whenever you enter areas or leave, and especially when Crystal's going around, a lot of people are, like, watching Crystal.
I feel like this is probably one of the few things, like, where she actually does notice people, like, sort of looking at her, being a bit more aware to things like that. but she, instead of like her usual kind of like almost like shying away a bit from others and just kind of hiding behind Crystal, she just kind of keeps her focus on what she's doing and keeps trying to do something and keeps moving forward instead of like trying to like worry about other things around her.
Near the end of the week, like everyone else, someone eventually approaches you and is like, "So they say you're committing heresy now."
Are you kidding me? I love that.
You cannot do that. You,
No, I love the voice.
you're a pretty good artificer, but I don't think the rumors are true, are they?
I'm sorry. You may need to explain. What do you mean by heresy?
They say
Well, I
that your automaton acts on its own. You did not need to give it commands.
I have to give her commands. That's how it works.
I see. I knew those rumors were false. From what they're saying, it sounds like some people out there sound like they believe you could remake the Soul Forge at this rate.
Actually, this is a question I never actually asked. How much do I know about the Soul Forge?
Considering your specialty, it's probably one of
Yeah.
the major like history
Yeah.
lessons you've learnt as an artificer, especially when it comes to like automaton making.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It follows the
okay.
whole like, yeah, this thing exists. It's an ancient, powerful, magical building. It's not like a single item.
Yep.
It makes souls for Warforged. No one knows how the fuck it does it though.
I do not even think I can get you anywhere close to that. Not
Well-
that's my intention anyway.
Well, they say they say your automaton is rather special. From what the others are talking about, they say that when you and your friends dealt with that rogue teacher, that the manticore ripped out the energy core of your robot, and it kept going. It didn't need its core to stay active, and right before you were about to be torn in half by the monster, it leapt in the way and blocked you from a lethal wound.
I turn back to Crystal. No, she definitely has her core. It's there.
Yeah, it's like, it's right here, and the chest plate just goes, "Grrr," and there's the energy core in the very center.
Mm-hmm.
See, I knew
I
they were
don't know
talking shit.
where you are getting any of this from, and whoever's saying this probably has no idea what they're on about.
I didn't think it was possible. I just thought, us artificers, a bit inventive, we like to find the information at the source rather than batting around the bush.
I just want to make stuff, really.
Well, I will get out of your hair. Sorry for the intrusion. And he moves on his way. Because yeah, as everyone else, the rumors are so far from the truth that who knows what are people even talking about anymore.
Cut to just being like, "No, I'm serious. Like her core was ripped out, and then it's just kept going."
What rumors?
Right, kind of started the rumor.
Yeah, and then Fire didn't hear any of them because Fire's avoided everyone for a week.
And then jumped off a building.
But as your weekends, you find that
You're forgetting one person.
no, 1 second.
We're doing your week.
Your week.
As
You said weekends. That meant
as
multiple.
your weekends,
Thank you.
you find that
Shit,
not
can happen.
you find that not going home has for a couple weeks now has left your father in a tizzy, and there is a letter from him on your desk, which will give you the details of after session, because I'm not sure if it's written up anywhere.
I've been scrolling like mad trying to find where I wrote it, but I
Yeah,
can't find
we'll
it.
find it after this. But you read it. It's very much hey, well, I haven't seen you in a while. You should come visit. I'm your dad, and etc.
Please, I need to see someone.
Oh, I think I know what the letter's about. I'll need to find it. But
I know one of the key parts of it.
Yeah. But we'll show you it after stream. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
We can have you read it at the start of stream next week if it needs to be.
Yeah.
I want to read it.
We know it exists. I remember that it exists now. Because I remember a specific line that Darian wrote, and I'm like, that's mean.
Ow.
But Agnes,
Yo.
what's your week doing?
Alright, so, well, first of all, like, after the meeting thing, you know, like when everyone disperses and goes back to their rooms the first night, she'll go back to the... I forget what we keep calling it, where we rent out the magic items.
Yeah,
She'll go back-
yeah.
Yeah, she'll go back there and return the Fireball and Fog Cloud scrolls. And she'll, like, leave a little note being like, sorry, had to use the magic weapon one. And put that in with it in the returns box. And then during the week, she'll also write a letter to her mum saying that like school's going great, you know, made some friends, and that I know where to find Dad. And like that's basically the contents of the letter. And then she will spend the rest of the week making some gifts for her friends.
Okay.
She will hand out to all of them whenever she sees them. So, so Farah, Anaya, and Violet are getting flower crowns that have the flowers of yellow roses, and then each one has after that, an individual flower for each of them. And then Jonas is getting a kind of like one of those like lapel corsages, like not the ones around the wrist, but like kind of like the ones that you put like pin to your chest. He's getting one of those that also with yellow roses and a special flower for him. So, do you want me to say what each flowers are?
I'd like to know.
Okay, cool.
I would
Alright,
probably like it as well.
I may need to know.
Okay, I can tell you what they what they symbolize as well.
Mhm.
Okay, so Violet, you are getting a lotus to symbolize creation because you are an
Okay.
artificer and you make things.
Safe.
Farah is getting lilies to represent life.
How the fuck did you find me?
Shoves them under the door.
Yeah. Jonas is getting gladiolus to symbolize strength.
Cool.
Anaya is getting begonias for knowledge and deep thoughts. And she will also give one a lapel that has like white roses and dandelions in it for like just general happiness.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
So yeah, so whenever she next
Absolutely, yeah.
sees everyone, she'll like give it to them.
I feel like for Violet that'd probably be more earlier on than later on. As like
Alright.
the week goes by, it's like less and less going out of her room.
You can predict where Jonas will be. When you give it to him, he wears it all the time till it wilts.
We found the letter.
Naya does the exact same thing.
We found the letter. If you wanted to read it, you could after we finished with Agnes. Anything else, Agnes?
No, I think that's pretty much her week.
Okay.
It's just spending time making the flower crowns and stuff.
As the week starts to conclude,
Like everyone else, at some point people approach you and they're like, so did you really tap into it?
Did I what?
Well, there are some kids, some other students who were saying that when everything was going down, when that whole teacher was doing all the weird stuff, he did some weird magic ritual, and while you were all fighting him, that according to them, he killed all of your friends, and then right before he was able to win, you tapped in or something to the weave itself, and you rewound time to undo what he did, and you fought him again, and this time you beat him.
No, that didn't happen. That'd be cool though. But no, it didn't happen like that.
One of the people who say that is like, oh, that would have been cool. So
It
it's
would
like,
be cool.
but the people, it's the same like everyone else. Some people seem to believe you. Most people seem to be like, oh, they're just like playing it down. That probably didn't happen. Something else cool happened. They're just not telling us. And yeah,
I wish I could do that. I can't do anything that special.
yeah. The rumors have definitely spread far and wide, to the point of assuming you have almost 9th level magic. AJ?
Yep. And
Go ahead.
yeah, as the week ends, you will eventually come out of your rooms and stuff, and things have a sense of normalcy, but it's not really normalcy, not what you've been through. Anaya, a bloodhawk, lands in front of you as you're eating breakfast with a letter attached to its foot. You know that this bird is one of your aunts that she uses for fast travel. And the lettering on the thing that says, "To my darling niece," is similar to your... similar to her handwriting.
It's a very short letter. It says, "My darling niece, I know it's a surprise, and I'm sorry I haven't written back, but you'll be happy to know I've just arrived in Ghislaine. And if you don't mind, I would love to talk to you. But not just that, I would love to meet your friends. I can't wait to see these people who you've spent such grand times with. And if you'd please invite them, sir, if you could come round to mine tonight for a nice dinner."
Yeah. I have to invite people now.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, well, I guess Anaya will probably, after that, she'll go back to her room, just write up a few small invitations, and just try to find everybody, just quickly hand them to them, and then just run off before they can ask anything.
So shortly after the bird arrives, you receive another letter, which is from Marty. And it's a little note that just says, it's like, just says, "Gamma P, please meet me in the club room. Important information."
Okay, I'll probably give them the invitations there then.
Yeah. Everyone seems to receive a similar note.
And as you all, I assume, all go to the classroom,
Yeah, I would.
you see Marty there leaning up against the desk. He's like, "Hey everyone, it's been a while." You see that he's healed up quite nicely. Nothing, like, he seems to be fine. Some bandages remain, but most of them are off.
Everyone together in the same place again.
You're looking better, Marlon.
Yep, feeling better. You've done some good work, and you've got enough credits to pass, which is nice. What you've done has been helpful. But if you wanted to pass, and for some of you graduate with honors, we have one little more mission that could
When
be
he
done.
says that, he winks initially after that, and the door that yours came through opens again, and walking into the room, the aged man who you saw last week, Aki Nikolai.
It is good to see you, Gamma P.
Hi.
So,
Oh, hello.
I have a mission of my own that I'd like to discuss with you. now traditionally isn't the time for work studies to be done in work internships. But we've had a request. I've pulled some strings to get you a little more points, and we want to ensure that you succeed at school. As such, I hope you do not mind, but I've asked you to facilitate at an academy at one of the most prestigious places within the city to gain a few extra credit points.
And what will we be doing?
Does someone need to be wed?
No, we need your assistance in the more practical manner of helping the elderly and the sick. We would like for you all to do an internship at the care house.
You fucker! I'm going to kill you.
You may not get to see my mother whilst also working?
Yes.
That would be a nice change.
Did you
Right,
work?
back in character.
They go through and give a brief, he gives a brief explanation as to what's going to be expected of you. But one thing he mentions is that usually only 4 clubs in the entire school are allowed to participate in this internship, and Gamma T, the theoretical version of your club, was initially slotted for this. But after your amazing acts and saving the school, they've pulled some strings, and Gamma T is no longer going on it, and you've been put in their place. And
It's a
The
great
credits-
sword, not an axe, by the way.
oh, okay. The credits from doing this when it's over would be enough that most of you could pass, even if you didn't submit any assignments or anything for almost the whole year.
Oh god.
Yeah, looking at fire.
Marty, I see that I've actually forgotten to hand the paperwork in. Can you please run to my office and get it? And he's like,
Oh.
sure.
Yes. He leaves.
And as he waits a few seconds,
Sure, you did.
I don't trust this.
his face
I know what this is.
becomes more serious. Now, for the real reason you're going to the care house, I need you to investigate the caretaker.
Why? What's wrong?
What do you suspect?
I'm not
What's
sure at
the
the moment,
matter?
but I do not think that that man should be trusted soon enough. We aren't sure what he's planning, but I would like to know if there's anything going on.
Is there anything you're looking for?
Okay.
I'm not sure. You've proven yourselves capable, and I wouldn't ask this of students normally, but I think I can trust you all.
I mean, they're looking after old people, right? Everything should be fine.
Yes, it should.
No. Is that... Why him?
That man and I have known each other for many years, and not once did I ever 100% truly trust him.
Okay, then why now? Why us?
I fear it might be too late if we don't act soon enough.
Too late for what?
I'm unsure. Hopefully I'm wrong. I would love to be wrong, but I need to know. So if you could all, while you are participating in these work studies, find time to try and find out information about him, even go into his office.
Have quick
Varying
question.
success.
Mm-hmm.
Have I, in any regard with how often I have been to the care house, heard any rumor involving said caretaker?
Given the circles you hang with, the caretaker is held in incredibly high regard in the city. He provides the services in the care house completely free. He cares for your mother without any charge or anything. And he's pretty much held as like a great patron of the city.
I have decided what stance I'm taking on this.
I know that for some of you that this is unorthodox and probably crazy. I just wish for you to keep an open mind, and please do this for me.
Of course.
I mean, okay.
I mean,
I still feel so unsure of what's happening.
what's the harm in one more adventure?
The caretaker.
Hope it's not the
Okay.
last.
And
But I want to make sure my mother is safe.
as he looks at you, as you all seem to agree to do this, it's like, very well. Marty will be here soon with your paperwork. I wish you all a good internship. Keep safe, keep an eye out, and learn something. It is a teaching experience after all. As he leaves the room, the 5 of you are alone with plans for dinner tonight, and this
Oh yeah, we have a party as well.
very dangerous,
Celebrate our new adventure.
this very interesting, this very interesting cause has been asked of you. And that's where we'll end session for the day.
I do want to just do one quick thing
Mhm.
just before stopping, since I did get the letter.
Mhm.
Would you say this would be before or after this part?
Before.
We can say cycling whenever you feel like.
Oh, let's
This a
just
week.
say let's just say after, like that bit that just happened. So I feel like I should probably say the letter because it is very important and will cause what she does next to happen.
Okay.
Put it into the thing as well, but I will mainly read it out. VP, how have you been? It's been a while since I've received a letter from you. Are your studies going well? I hope that you can graduate this year so you can come home. I've been cleaning the old workshop in anticipation, so you can get to work on whatever you want as soon as you finish up there. I know you'll pass with flying colours this time. You've always had your mother's knack for tinkering. I've received some troubling news from the academy. Apparently you broke curfew recently and were arrested. According to Miss Arga, you've been hanging out around some troubling types. Are you okay? If you ever need someone to talk to, you know I'm here for you. Whenever you need. Anyway, I love you. Give those tests hell. Azir, your loving father, Black and Star. And I feel like upon, like, reading this, probably almost like the instant she, like, gets to the bottom of it, she just immediately starts to sort of just pack some stuff to go home. And just to make it a bit brief, upon arrival, she just basically like goes through the manor. Doesn't really sort of say too much to anyone else, but as soon as she gets to wherever her father is, whether it be in his office or somewhere else, doesn't really matter what kind of response or like sort of surprise his sort of thing is, she just immediately like goes to him and just hugs him.
There's a little bit of a oh Fifi, and you give him a hug. He's like, it's okay, I'm here. And that's
I
where
feel like there's like a slight breakdown from that, but yeah,
that's it.
no words.
That's where we're ending session. So yeah.
Motherfucker.
as soon as you said elderly, I was like, oh yes, we're going to the care house.
That's
Yeah.
not a good thing for us.
Listen,
Gotta go meet Jonas's mom.
Yeah.
Why are you making me
And
not
why
want to
not,
burn this place
apparently.
down?
it's
I'm gonna-
Act 4. You guys get to go and intern at the care house.
I'm gonna hate saying this, but will I get to use Spare the Dying on them?
Yo, totally.
Probably.
Fuck in hell, God, what? You're making me want to not burn down the care house now.
Listen, you'll see.
We'll see.
Jonas will come after the party.
No, it's not Violet that was to do it.
Yeah, no, I'm aware. I know what you want to do.
Oh,
Jonas
no.
will train specifically to take down that entire party.
I'd
No,
love
specifically
that. That'd be
me.
so cool.
Please
Yes.
be specifically
I will
me.
make
That'd
an
be funny.
anti-party character.
Yeah.
Be
It's
me.
like
Like,
Jonas. It's like Jonas, Violet, Anaya, like Agnes and Farah all just like prep to get revenge on the party.
Jonas is a good boy. Everyone wants to actually, like, you know, if shit like that happened to him, of course you'd want to help him.
I just
Yeah,
don't
these
have bullshit.
weird group of fuckheads come and burned down and killed his mother in this place that was taking care of her.
Wait, when
And
did
she
we burn
literally
it
didn't
down?
see it coming. Here it
What'd you say, Sam?
When did we say we're burning it down?
Oh, I want to. Christine hates
Christine
the
wants to
place.
burn it down.
right.
Christine
Yeah,
hates
no.
the place.
No, I have no intention of such things.
Christine hates the place. Just
Wow,
because of the
that's
caretaker
insane.
himself. Oh.
They're gonna future burn it
motherfucker.
down.
Kimmy, can I have my pyromaniac trait back?
But yeah. That was
For the
session.
stream, just for fun, if the stream doesn't know, because I don't watch Echoes, why would you? In Echoes,
First of all, do
Kay's
that.
character, Christine, it's believed her mother is kept in the care house against her will, trapped by the caretaker. So there you go.
Yep.
So yeah. This was the end of Act 2, the start of Act 4. You could see why we wanted the levity of Act 3 of it's an open campus, look at all this fun stuff you can do, huh?
Act
Yeah.
3 was the entire week we skipped, so we'll get back to it one day.
One day, yeah.
That's fair. God damn it, I love this so much.
How many people are coming to meet my aunt? Is the whole group coming, or is anybody?
She's invited. She's asked you to invite this group of friends.
Yeah, yeah. So she
four of
hasn't
us.
invited them. Is there anybody in this group who said no?
Jonas will go.
I'm gonna
Okay.
fucking roll something.
No point. The way that your aunt words it, it's a kind of a situation. She doesn't say ask them or invite them. It's bring them.
Yeah, it's a demand, not a
But
request.
Anaya's not good at that.
Very,
It's
very,
like, no, darling, they're your friends. I'd love to meet them. You're bringing them, okay?
very much a woman of her station, telling someone that
They should
I would
arrive
love
at
this for
6
this to
o'clock.
happen, and then it happening. It's like, thank you.
To the party, if you don't know, whether this might be new to the in character and stuff, if you doing this, Anaya's aunt is the governess, I believe, or baron, who runs Stormcaller's Bay.
I just love how they're all
Oh.
receiving letters. I'm just the one sending a letter.
Yeah.
You know, Anaya comes from a big family.
Yep.
Dense family.
Possibly like one of the biggest families in the Ghislaine Empire,
That
in
isn't
general,
royalty.
that isn't royalty.
Also,
Yeah, I think in terms of families, the Ariante family is probably the second most powerful family in Ghislaine.
Yeah, where do I stand?
Blackenstar.
Probably under
Shut up.
at some point. Just
Shut up.
shut
Fuck
up.
I have a theory.
hmm
What if... So, Christine's mother is trapped in the care house, presumably against her will. I assume with a whole bunch of wars.
And
and
she's
stuff
Jonas's
on it.
sister.
Yeah.
What?
No, I was thinking Jonas's mother.
Jonas's mom.
I'm good
Don't
at
do
I'm gonna
this to
point
me.
this out. Jonas, you're human, I believe. Yep.
So,
Christine is a tiefling.
She
And
looks
so
human
she
though.
looks human.
That is
What's
a
your
half
point?
elf.
This is where Jonas is like, I'm actually a thief.
Dun, dun, dun.
Do you want a table as well while you're at it?
But as that's where we are going to end-ish. The players will be leveling to 5th, because all this new stuff is for that level, so we'll be going through that, and when we do the one-shot, they'll be level 4 for all that nonsense. I'll quickly save these character sheets just in case before they level up. Do our streamy people have anything cool streamy stuff they want to show off or talk about?
I'm on a break.
Break? Cool.
And Mim? Well,
Yeah.
That's simple.
Yeah. Tomorrow is Hollow Knight, 10 p.m. Tuesday is Bringus Farms. I think we're good. No one said anything to say we're not good for Bringus Farms this
I'm
week.
good.
Not good.
Tired, but I'm good.
So far, I'm good.
So far we're good. Wednesday is Kingdom Hearts. We're gonna beat Malusha. We're gonna start Riku. And we're gonna end this fucking game. I swear to God.
Again, can we just, wait a little bit on that third, boss, phase, just so I can listen to the music?
No, I need to.
Just listen to it in your own time.
Kim.
I have the music on my phone.
Well, okay. Well, Tez was about to say that we can't do Bringus Farms, but she was joking. It's fine. Thursday is Digimon. I started the new Digimon game. Digimon Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. Fun. It's a good time. I like Digimons. And next week will not be this cool shit. It'll be Echoes of the Forgotten. Less cool shit. But they're dealing with cool lion people and an ostrich lady that's taller than Jakurva.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I need to get a monologue for that.
Vanish? Is she taller than Tarok? No, Tarok's like 7'11".
Yeah,
And
Tarok is like 7.5 feet, 7,
Yeah.
yeah, 10, I think. So
It's
Tarok's
unclear yet.
huge.
There's a chance I may be like 10, 15 minutes late next Friday.
That's so good. And yeah, we're back in 2 weeks' time for the start of Act 4. And I'd like to thank everyone for coming and playing. We'll talk to you all later.
Think it was happening.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.